Welcome, everyone, to the first game of Kids on Brooms. I am joined by some amazing role players as we are here on Hunters Entertainment's brand new Twitch site, and we are so excited to share this with you today. We've gathered some amazing role players who are going to help us portray our very own version of a magical school. This magical school is going to be different than the ones that you may know, and we're very excited to share all of the mystery and the mayhem with you tonight. I can't wait to introduce everybody here with me, so let's just move right into it. Let's go right down to the bottom here. Banana, why don't you say hi to everybody and tell them who you are and who you're going to be playing today.
Hello, my name is Banana Chan, she, her, they, them, and I'm going to be playing Jane Chung. She is a 14-year-old upper grade student, and she's really excited to be here.
Excellent. Abria, who are you playing today? And who are you?
Hi, I am Abria Iyengar playing Anais Greer of the Savannah Greers. I'm old money and old magic, baby. And I'm happy to be here, but I wasn't not getting in. I'm a legacy student.
We're going to find out more about that soon. Kate, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you're playing?
Hello. My name is Kate Elliott, and I am playing a character called Hallie Holloway. She's very nice. Please don't misconstrue her. She's just a little confused because she's just shown up at a magical school and everything's really shiny and people look nice. Great. Let's fight some bad guys. That sounds great.
All right. And then finally, we have Spencer. Spencer, who are you playing today, and what is it that you do?
Yeah, my name is Spencer Stark. I am a game designer. In fact, this is one of my pet projects for the last year, so I'm so happy to be playing it with all of you. It really means the world to me. I will be playing the character of Elijah Brightwater. Elijah is from sort of the Pacific Northwest, sort of the long border, regular kind of teenager getting by, and then sort of discovered that he had magical abilities.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody, again for being here. Yeah. And thank you to all the support from Hunters Entertainment. Thank you for having us. We have a couple of great announcements that are going to be coming up at the end of the stream. So please stay tuned to us while we kind of guide you through this story. But at the end, we are going to talk a little bit about some of the exciting things happening right here and in the future. So without further ado, let's enter into Aetherhouse Academy of the Arcane Arts. Each of you has lived a life in the mundane world. Only one of you has ever understood or known about the magical world beyond your doors. Your days have been filled with the small tasks of life that everyone comes to know and enjoy. But there was always a sense within you that there was something special just around the corner, a power and an ability that you possessed that made you different. And one day, you found that this was true as your magical abilities started to manifest. And they manifested in small ways at first, but it grew. Some of your families were terrified by this. And after the slight trauma of manifesting magic in a world that was different, you moved forward until one day, each of you receives a letter. The letter appeared on your bedside table. Unbeknownst to you, how it appeared there, it was stamped with a wax seal with a pair of crossed wands over an open tome. And on the top, it said very clearly, the Aetherhouse Academy of the Arcane Arts. Within, on the very stiff and old parchment, you read the letter, and this is what it said. Students, we are delighted to announce your acceptance into the 8,436th AR class of Aetherhouse Academy for the Arcane Arts. Bastion of magical learning and academia in the many spheres and planes of the many realms of this reality. Congratulations are indeed in order. This honor is not one that we bestow without great consideration and extensive deliberation. You have proven that not only is the spark of magic strong within you, but through your will and devotion that you are capable of undergoing the rigors of a fulsome education in the mysteries of the unknown. You shall, hence, be challenged, tested, and guided in the 5 keystone magics as you work together, or perhaps alone, to solve the many puzzles and mysteries that your academic journey shall present. Robes, hat, and a starter wand will be provided for those unable to provide their own. Please bring your wits, your willingness to be molded into the mages of great ability and reputation that you are intended to be. With regards, Proctor, Professor, and Master of the Great Gateway, Margrave Malvo of the Path of the Cerberus. With your letter in hand, you now stand on the curb of the street outside of your house. I would like each of you now to describe your home as it stands behind you. Jane, let's start with you in Toronto.
My house is a small little suburban home, and I am standing in the snow with no snow boots on because I forgot them. But I'm here with my potato, and she's just a little cold, but we're hanging out on the bus stop.
Can you describe to us what a potu looks like?
A potu has 2 really, really big eyes, and they're kind of like a Muppet, sort of. So think a Muppet that sometimes screams, and it's a little smaller. It's like this big and just like perches on my shoulder.
And how did you come into contact with Potato for the first time?
Oh, she just tapped on my window and just made herself at home. And I had some seeds, so I fed her. And now we're friends.
Potato is on your shoulder right now?
Yeah, she's really cold.
She's shivering, and
she's shivering.
She takes her beak and kind of like rubs it up against your cheek and tries to get closer for warmth.
What's that, Potato? Do you want some more seeds? Here, I have some more seeds for you. And in my bag, I have a lot of seeds. It's half full of seeds and pebbles.
Okay, so you feed Potato a handful of seeds, and it distracts Potato from the cold weather of your hometown. Immediately, there's the sound of a backfire of a very large engine, and this red and green and purple double-decker bus with like old kind of cracked windows and smoke billowing up out of it appears through what looks like a magical gateway that just opens on your street, and it skids to a stop, and the doors quickly fly open just inches away from your face.
I'm going to take Potato, and I'm going to let her go on first, and then I'm going to go.
Potato immediately turns and comes back to you.
No, you go first. I'll be right behind you. No, you go ahead. Okay, how about I'll hold your wing, and then we'll go in together.
Why don't you make a wits roll for me to convince Potato that it is the right thing to do to go ahead of you in this scary-looking double-decker bus, away from the seeds.
Ooh. So I have did you say a grit?
Wits, please.
Wits.
Charm.
Charm, my fault. Charm.
I have a D8 in charm, and I rolled a 3.
Okay. It wasn't an incredible difficulty, but Potato is just not interested in going in first. First of all, you've already fed Potato, and Potato knows where the seeds are coming from and is not going to leave the seeds. So jumping back into your hand, you're now holding on to Potato, and you see through the double-decker doors as they're open there, you see a very strange-looking figure. Seated in the driver's seat is a broken and wooden construct that looks like a marionette man, but life-size, and has a bright colored smile painted on his face, but he's aged as if he's seen far, far too many years of misuse and long hours without being repaired. So this marionette is clearly very old and aging, and the figure turns their head towards you. Hello there! Are you getting on board for your first day at school?
Baby? Yes, sure.
What's your name?
Jane.
Jane. Welcome. This bus is going straight to Aether House Academy of the Arcade Arts.
Great. I'm just gonna step right on and pretend you're not there. Okay, bye.
Please do. And as you walk in, you notice that there are all of these mice that are running in and out of gaps of this marionette and like jumping into the skull of where the wooden parts of his head kind of open up and into the arms and everything. And you see him kind of jerk to life, and he pulls the door shut behind you with a and you're now standing on the bus. And you look into the back of the bus, and you see that there are a handful of students here. It's kind of sparse. You might be one of the first students that have been picked up here in Toronto. Where do you sit, the front or the back of the bus?
I'm gonna sit way in the back. Not gonna want to be anywhere near that marionette.
So you start walking all the way back, and you see some other kids, very normal. They look very much ready for school. They all have the uniform on, various versions of that. You get the sense that people personalize their look pretty heavily here at this academy, even though there seems to be a very strict dress code. But in the back of the bus, you see a person, and they have their feet, the combat boots, kicked up onto the back, and they're sitting in the very back. And as you get there, they kind of like peek their head up and they look at you. They've got a bowler hat on, and they have dark hair, and they kind of like give you one of these with the chin. Sup?
Sup?
You're new, right?
Yeah, are you?
No,
Oh.
Unfortunately, I've been doing this for a little while now.
Wow.
Ziamata Cortez, and she holds out her hand, or they hold out their hand. I'm sorry.
Nice to meet you. And I take Potato and put her in her hand.
They, them.
Oh, sorry. They, them. I put Potato in their hand.
Thank you. What am I looking at here?
This is Potato.
What is Potato?
Potato's a bird.
Cool, man. Jane, have a seat.
Cool. I'm making friends.
Do you vape?
Yeah, all the time.
They hand you a vape pen that has like this, it smells like bubble gum.
It smells like bubble gum.
Oh, yeah. Stick with me. I'll show you around. There's a lot to learn, but you'll figure it out pretty quick. And so the bus is already moving at this point, as the two of you are sitting in the back with your new friend. Kate, describe, or actually, no, I'm sorry, not Kate. Let's go now to Spencer. Where is Elijah? Can you describe to me the corner of the street that he lives on?
Yeah, so he sort of lives in a wooded area, right? Like a very green, sort of crisp air. And I think it's a little bit rainy today. So we sort of get this sort of the drizzle on the ground in the puddle in front of him as he stands in the rain. And we just see the rain as it's coming down, just moving around him. And he's not consciously doing this, but the rain just doesn't hit his head or his shoulders. And he's holding the paper, which is also being protected from the rain in some way, and is reading the letter on the corner again, trying to sort of grasp what it even means to be going to this place. Before this, he had been just a normal kind of kid, who enjoyed like going to the skate park and riding down some of the old like forest roads with his friends and stuff. And all of a sudden, he's now waiting for a bus that's supposed to come.
Yeah. So over the course of you waiting for this day, items have begun appearing in your possession. You've never been able to explain where they came from. You have a wand, you have a broom, you have robes and a hat, all of these things that have just like slowly accumulated into your possession. And you're starting to wonder, even though it's so bizarre, it never strikes you as impossible. And as you stand there on your street corner, this backfire, it just explodes outward, and you can see old old Mrs. Johnson across the way sneak her head out out of the curtains and look out at you, and you know that look. It's the same look that she gave you when you sent that baseball through her window. Her eyes narrow to almost slits, and her wrinkly face kind of puckers up like a lemon as she stares at you, watching intently. And then this giant double-decker bus appears out of nowhere, and this colorful red and green and purple painted bus appears and stops just inches away from your face, and the doors swing open, and you see this strange wooden marionette person who looks out at you. Hello there! Are you here to go to school?
And I say, Steve, what's happening? And as I say that, you see a little pangolin. His name is Steve. If you don't know what a pangolin looks like, it's kind of a miniature version of an anteater meets like an armadillo. They look like plate mail, like a plate mail rodent in a way. And he crawls up from beneath the robes onto my shoulder, and then scurries into my arm. And then nuzzles my hand as if to say, walk forward. And I think I just sort of stare in awe at the bus driver for a moment, and then take a step forward, switching arms with Steve. And then I reach out my hand to the marionette driver and say, are you here to take us to the school?
I am. My name is Jack Stickman. And the figure holds out like a hand that is quite literally a bundle of sticks that has been kind of tethered together with old rope and twine.
I think I take it and shake it, and then sort of like look back at my hand after he drops it, and then look around and shake my head. As I feel the pangolin, as I feel Steve sort of nuzzling my shoulder, like, it's okay, you can go. And I think he senses sort of my fear here. And so
there's something unnatural about Steve's intelligence and understanding of your situation and your hesitancy. And you feel that Steve is trying to comfort you.
Yeah.
And kind of like nudges you forward and gives you a quick little lick with the weird little tongue.
Little tongue, yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so gross. Great. I think I nod to, sorry, what was the marionette's name? Was it
Jack Stickman?
Jax. I think I nod to Jax and say, thank you. Do I sit here? Do I sit up here, or is there a specific?
Any open seat you like. And the doors slam shut as he pulls a lever back, and the bus immediately starts to jerk forward. And what you notice, Elijah, is that immediately everything outside dissipates into a weird smoke, and it looks like you're driving through heavy fog.
I think I rush to the back of the bus, terrified at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so out of fear, you push all your way up into the back of the bus, and you see other students are here. You're not sure how many stops they've gone through, but it's starting to fill up. In the very back, however, you see two individuals that are seated in the back. So Jane, you see Elijah, and Elijah, you see Jane. And immediately as your eyes meet, there's like an understanding that there's something, like you feel like you've known each other before.
I think I take a step closer, and Jane, where's Potato at this point?
Potato is nestled in between me and my new friend, and Potato's doing very well. If you would like to sit next to Potato, I can move over.
I think that as I start to get closer, I see what looks like it just looks like sort of a bundle of feathers. Maybe Potato's like cleaning themselves or something. So it just looks like this bundle of feathers. And then Potato's head like pops up, and its eyes are huge, right? As are yours. And I just have this moment of like, shit, and I like stumble back because Elijah is afraid of birds. And and he's just terrified. And he's like, "Is that a bird?"
I do have it here. Yeah, your fear is birds. Okay, so you're faced with a bird. Let's see. Let's have you make a. I would say, would you say this is a flight check to see if you're going to run?
Yeah, either flight or grit, one of the two.
Let's do a grit. Let's have you make a grit check to see how you do.
Great.
What do you roll for your grit?
This is mundane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I have a D20 in grit.
So you're full of grit.
So I'm potentially. We'll see.
All right. Yeah. So the difficulty isn't that high. It's only really like a 7 to not like break and run because the bird is under control. You did get this sense that you understood who Jane was, and there was like a comforting nature about that. So you're not like terrified in this moment, but you're really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So let's call it a 7. Is there anything that you want to do?
I think. Yeah, so I think what my goal here is, right, is sort of to like, as I'm stumbling back, to kind of make it look like as I realize I had this really sort of exaggerated response to this that is not normal.
Right.
It's not the thing a normal person would do. I try and make it look like I stumbled back because the bus lurched forward. I try and play it off as like, oh wow, the bus was kind of.
All right. Now I definitely need you to make a charm check, though.
Great. Okay.
If you're trying to play this off.
And charm is much worse for me, so I'm excited.
Oh no!
It's a D6 plus 1, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, that's a 3.
Okay, so you do fail. So what you do is you lean back, and as you're trying to look cool about this, as you realize that you just overreacted about a little weird bird coming out present.
Yeah.
You say, "Is that a bird?" And then you kind of like, "Oh no, wait, I'm cool." And you try to John Cusack yourself over into a cool pose. You actually end up misjudging where the headrest is, and you fall all the way into the seat.
Great.
And you land on the lap of another student.
I think I look up at them. Is it male or female or
it's female? Female. And she looks down at you. She has a lot of makeup on. She has her hair very neatly pulled back in a white bandana, and has everything kind of well put together. And she kind of like pensively looks down at you. Do you need help?
I think I need a lot of help.
Yeah, well, maybe you could get help somewhere else, okay?
I'm so sorry, and I tried.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you a boy wizard?
I identify as male. Yes.
By Morgana, everyone, we've got a boy wizard here.
Why is that?
Oh wow, you're gonna save us all. You're the chosen one, aren't you?
What? No, I'm not. No.
Oh, I am so excited. What was your name again?
Elijah.
Elijah. Oh, we're so excited to have you at the school. Get away from me, creep.
Okay, and I think I like stumble out of the seat and lock eyes with Jane, and as if to say like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like scare you, and then I sort of sheepishly sink into the corner.
So yeah, you see this interaction, Jane, with this frankly bully who has just kind of read him the riot act for falling into her lap. And next to you, there's a figure that you didn't see before because all you saw were combat boots like shot up on the back of the seat. And now you see a figure who's seated up because of what was happening in the other thing. It's like, don't pay any attention to Polly. She's really stuck up. It's not your fault. What's up, dude? Give me right here.
And I kind of reach out my hand and slowly give a high five, but like kind of miss halfway. And like you kind of connect the pinkies and the pinky and the thumb. And I say,
yeah, go for it.
I say, is this how this normally is? I'm sorry. I don't know how this works.
Oh yeah. You're in trouble. Just call me Cortez.
Am I actually in trouble?
Yeah, totally. And
God.
And you see this little cloud of like bubblegum vape that appears from the back as they kick their feet back up.
Okay.
Jane, what do you do in all this?
I'm trying to practice my high fives now that I know that you've done it in, such a fashion. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Abria, why don't you describe the corner of your character's house and tell us a little bit about what that world looks like?
So Anais's house is one of those like very nice, like well-maintained, freshly whitewashed plantation homes in the South with like these giant 100-year-old oaks in it. And in the front lawn area, there's like this little morning garden party because there was a brunch with like all the local magical people who are doing like a send-off to the youngest of the Greers who's finally going to Aether House. And she's standing on the corner and she's got like a little like purse with like a scarf on it, and there's a little puppy head sticking out. It's a little puppy Swedish Valhund with like bright blue eyes and like gray and black like mottled snout, and she's just like looking down and like cooing at him and like smoothing out one of those giant like not modern, not cool like floppy hats, and it's gently raining like tiny magnolia petals on the inside.
Could you describe your parents? Because they are actually on the porch of your house,
Yes,
lovingly holding each other as you walk onto this bus and holding their wands up lit.
oh my gosh. So Desmond and Marie are her parents, and they're a pair of just elderly African American, like they're both wearing like they're super dressed up for being like on the outside of their own house in like a full suit, and her mother's wearing like this beautiful white gown, and you can see the like they were doing like a family. This looks like they just got out of like a family photo session, so they're all kind of matching, and she like looks back and waves sheepishly and like readjusts like a big stupid looking scarf that's across her face, and all of it's a bit too big for like her frame.
All of this is new though. You didn't inherit this from another sibling or anything like that?
No, this is all new. This is like her like coming out outfit.
So as you look back, you see your father and he's crying. There's just a tear coming down, and your mother kind of like wipes the cheek away as you turn back. And then it happens.
Daddy, stop. If you cry, I'll cry.
Is explosion, okay? And you're so excited about this sound, whereas everybody else is kind of thrown kind of aback by this.
Yeah.
You're used to this. You've heard this before, and this explosion happens, and out of this portal, this double-decker, multicolored bus just stops, skids to a stop right in front of you, just inches away from your face, and the doors open up, and the face that you've been waiting to see is right there. Jack Stickman, the driver.
And she just like tucks one leg behind, gives like a tiny curtsy, and then waves at her parents and like the gathered like family and friends, and then hops onto the bus. And
Anna East Greer?
Huh?
Anna East Greer?
Hello, Mr. Stickman. It's so nice to officially be a part of your bus.
Welcome to the bus.
Thank you. Oh, okay. This is nice. I'm gonna go. And
it's not as nice as you remember hearing about.
No, this was definitely explained to me as this was gonna be great, and it smells, and there's a mouse, and I'm not excited about it.
All right.
Oh, and everyone's so loud.
Okay. The reality of your expectations coming to bear upon you. Do you sit in the front of the bus or the back of the bus?
I think she's gonna go right in the middle, so people have to like pass her.
Strategic.
Exactly. But not in the front, because there's some mice like scurrying back, and if one of those runs over her shoe, she will die of shame.
And while there are a great many individuals that you do not recognize, there are plenty of individuals that you do recognize from other magicking families. You see Rupert Indergrove, whose family is well known within the magical military. He's a very well kept and kind of burly, strong looking kid, and he's a little sheepish though. I mean, he looks tough, but he actually is very internal and looks like an introvert as he's sitting there. But you've heard great things about his family, and his brother actually died in a magical war, and so you know that had kind of affected the family in some bad ways. But you do see others here throughout the group of wizarding families. There's an open seat next to a girl who has curly hair, and she's dressed in a flower pattern dress with like a lot of the preemptive school uniform stuff kind of put on over it, and she has a flower crown on her magical witch hat, and she looks at you and kind of smiles. You recognize this as another student that you've heard a great deal about. This is Joseo. Joseo, yeah. And her family is a powerful sect of necromancers.
Oh, okay.
And they have worked for many centuries within the magicking world. Jocasa Oseo. And Jocasa looks to you and smiles kind of broadly. Hi.
Oh my gosh. Are you Jocasa?
Are you you're from the Greer family, yeah?
Yeah, and you're an Aseo. And she just slides right in and let me just say up top, just from the start that necromancy gets a bad rap, and I don't believe any of the things that you say, and people will talk.
I know. Yeah. I wasn't really sure that the family has changed a lot, so I'm just trying to do my best.
Oh, I mean, honey, that's what we're all here doing. I love your crown. Can I see? Let me just, and she's just like all over this poor girl.
She like takes the hat off and shows it to you, and the two of you talk for a little while, and you continue to move forward. Kate, at this point, you've been on the bus for what feels like a month. So why don't you describe your character as you pop up out of nowhere directly behind Anais?
Oh, I did it. Oh, we're here. Oh, good. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Oh, I'm going to school. Are you going to school? I'm going to school. You going to school?
Oh,
Everyone is dressed in school uniforms and looks at you, kind of aback, as you appear out of nowhere behind a seat.
Magical? Magic. Surprise! Like a magician, but like real, because of the place we're here with the bus and He is quite terrifying, isn't he? It's the first time I looked at him. I heard about him, but I haven't seen him before. That's quite scary. How did you deal with that?
Everyone take your seats, please. We're going straight to the academy. All aboard.
Not a fan. Don't like that at all. Can I sit with someone, please? Because he's given me the willies.
Describe yourself. Describe Holly.
Hallie, she has really big bushy blonde hair. She looks like she has really fancy items on, but if you look a little closer, the stitching looks handmade. Like perhaps she's making her own designer clothes and trying to look fancy. She has a very bubbly, bright personality, so she takes up a lot of attention, but then she doesn't really know what to do with it. So she's just standing there with her broom and her wand, just waiting for someone to say something.
And you're not from a magicking family, though, correct?
No.
So these items have appeared to you, and have you been practicing with them or working with them in your spare time before this day has arrived?
You know what I've been doing is I've been dreaming, and I've been making lots of wishes, and then, hey, look, it worked. So I guess you just have to have a good heart and good jokes, and then good things can happen. This is great. This is the dream. Hello, what's your name? Hello. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
Oh, my darling, could you please take a seat next to my friend Rupert here? We have got to go.
Yes, absolutely. I don't want to make anyone late. Being late is bad, and we will get detention. Oh, my broom fell. There we go. All right, here we go. Taking a seat. Excuse me.
Is your broom actually a Swiffer?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, that's amazing. So you have, for some reason, you have acquired a magical Swiffer that will be your broom. That's great. So you take a seat, and as you kind of shuffle in next to this kind of burly guy, he looks a little sheepish as you come in. Hello.
Would you like to hear a joke?
Sure.
I've just realized I'm terribly nervous and I don't have any jokes. Oh, this hasn't happened before. Please don't look at me.
I'm pretty nervous too. I won't look at you if you don't look at me.
Okay, that's a deal. Do you want to just quietly hold hands and then not look at each other?
Yeah.
Interlace. Okay, thank you. Okay.
He's beet red. As you two hold hands on the bus there. And there's some snickering going on around you, and typical 14-year-old just nastiness is happening in this bus. But everyone seems to be excited as this is the beginning of a new school semester. And the bus is moving forward, and it jerks and stops every once in a while, and there's an explosion. But eventually, the fog parts, and you are flying over a sea of clouds up in the sky. And in the distance, you see what looks like a mountain at first. And then you realize that it is a floating castle high above the world below. And surrounded by these clouds, it looks brightly lit, and it looks absolutely magical as you start to get a little closer in this bus, and everybody starts kind of looking out. The general chatter kind of quiets down as even the more experienced students seem to be in awe of this moment as you start to appear directly on what is Aether House Academy. And as the clouds part and the bus lands at a fit and a stop, the doors open up, and Jack Stickman looks back. Well, this is the end of the road. I wish you the best of luck on your academic journey.
Well, What do you say, Mr. Tomato? Should we go see some magic? Come on. Pulling him by his hand. Let's go.
And you pull Rupert Indergrove out of the double-decker bus and onto a very lush yard that it stretches out in front of a very, very old-looking castle. And it has all of these different structures that are attached to it that you can see that it wasn't built by any single culture, but it seems to have been accumulated throughout all of the world, at least the world's architecture that you know, and probably some that you don't know, and has been compiled into what looks like a kind of a jagged and misfit building. But all of the parts do seem harmonious in this moment as you look out over this sprawling campus. And there are, above head, there are Kids on Brooms. Hey.
We did it. Guys, we did it.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Good night. Hunter's Entertainment. We're really glad to have you here. There are Kids on Brooms that are flying above head, and there are faculty and other individuals that are walking about, older caretakers, people who are part of the day-to-day survival of this academy. And it is it's overwhelming to see how many people are here. And there are enormous stone steps that lead all the way up. And in front of you, by this double-decker bus, immediately out of another portal, it opens up, and this beautiful horse-drawn carriage appears with these dark, majestic steeds and a glossy mahogany carriage. And the driver gets down and opens the door and lowers the steps. And from within this carriage, a figure emerges. She stands at about 5 feet tall, and her hair is cut into bangs and is brown, and it comes all the way down to her shoulders. She's very well put together, and she's wearing her school uniform meticulously. Nothing is out of place. She has with her a friend who is also wearing a school uniform, and that friend is dressed in similar colors. And Anais, you know that this is an alchemist, somebody who's chosen the path of alchemy, and you know this person. This is Verity Williams, one of the oldest magic wizarding families within all of the mortal realms to still exist. And she comes down and she sees you and she smiles broadly because you've been at a couple of parties and whatnot, but you haven't really gotten to know each other directly. But she does smile at you. Well, I couldn't be happier to see you. You've actually made it. Another Greer here at the Academy. That's so wonderful. It's about time we showed the mundanes that we know how to do magic a little bit better than they do, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh, it's Verity. It's so nice to be here with you. Oh, she's just a little...
so glad. You look lovely. Is this... Oh, and your parents have given you the appropriate garb. I'm so tired of seeing the mundanes walk in with broken wands. And immediately her eyes shift over to Hallie and the Swiffer. I can't. And she looks back at you. You'll be available for lunch, yes?
Absolutely. Whenever you need, whatever you need. Oh, it's so nice to be a part of the community.
So this other student turns and looks at you, Hallie. Excuse me.
That mahogany, huh?
Yeah. You're in our way.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah,
do you want me to go left? I could go right.
No,
I could go left. I could go forward.
My friend, it's not a theme park, okay? Pick a side.
How about I just go down? I'll just go down. Okay, there you go. Step right over.
I can't believe what's happening to this school. And she walks past all of you.
I think I approach Hallie as that happens, and I go, "Well, she seems like a dick."
Like a penis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, that's okay. It's a tough day being at school. You know, does this collapse? What's this?
It looks like, yeah, touch the... Oh.
Okay. Well, never mind. That's all right then. You know
Is
what?
that a Swiffer?
You know, I just made a big wish, and then this... It flip-flops, though. That's pretty cool. You can flip-flop both ways, like that. And then like this, then I caught on that over there. That's you got like a little hooky that you can hang it up on the wall. That's nice. Do your brooms have a hooky thing? Mine does.
No, and I pull out my broom, and it's just like a normal wooden broom.
Ooh, is that pine?
I smell it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Darlings, she is not a dick. She's one of the oldest. She's one of the members of the oldest wizarding families around, and you just have to like, I don't know, just try to.
There's wizarding families?
Wait, you all didn't all just wish yourselves here? Wait a minute.
No, I'm from a very long. Do you not know the Greer? You must be new. Hi, I'm Anais, and she gives like the little crappy, like soft girl handshake. I'm so sorry.
I think I hold out my hand to give a high five as you do that, and we just sort of touch like the back of your fingers to like my palm.
Yeah, paper covers rock. Okay, well that's great.
Jane, do you join in on this weird high five?
Jane just pops up right behind Anais and it's just like, hi.
Oh, my stars and garters, why are just children appearing behind me?
Another student walks off the bus that you didn't notice before. In fact, she had been there obviously because she's stepping off the bus, but nobody really noticed her. She's got green hair. She's stout of build. She's very sullen looking and quiet, and she's dressed in a pair of shorts and kind of a hastily put together tie that kind of sits on her. But she has really dark makeup around her eyes, and she's wearing these leather gloves with spikes on them. And she kind of looks at all of you and then just kind of like averts her eyes and kind of looks down at the ground.
Ali runs over.
Oh, is that your familiar?
You know, that had the gist of the main thing, but I think you're probably quite nice, so I'm just gonna... Hello, what's your name?
My name is Vex.
What? What was that? Sorry.
What?
My name is Vex.
Vex?
Vex?
My name is Vex.
Vex like a fax machine, or Vex like you've confused us? I mean...
Vex Holleran. My name is Vex Holleran.
Nice to meet you. My name is Hallie. Good to meet you. How you doing? Are you come here to magical school too? What was all that about? Do you know what's happening? Why does the castle look like Lego? They're all different pieces.
I don't like Lego.
Oh, well, that's okay. Everyone likes their own things, you know. Do you like...
While the five of you are talking, there's an intercom. There's an intercom that rings out, and you hear it kind of echo through, and you hear... Proctor Malgrave Malveaux has requested that I remind all new students that unauthorized posters and advertisements must first be approved by the faculty before they are displayed on Academy property. Also, the Proctor would like to remind you that the position of Academy Prefect is not determined by popularity vote, but rather from academic excellence. And the term class president is not an office that is offered in any capacity at Aether House Academy. Thank you and enjoy your day.
I only understood about like a third of those words.
What's
I have to say that accent was a little bit thick. It was hard to understand.
No, I just mean like vocabulary wise.
That's what I'm saying. With the words, they were all
Yeah.
like blue.
Yeah, that was a lot of words. I don't know what. Did anybody? And I think I looked to Anais and I'm like, do you know what that meant?
Just upperclassmen making pranks, you know, trying to rile up us new kids. Don't you pay him any mind. Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think I step towards you and I go, I'm Elijah. I'm new here. It seems like you know your way around, and I don't know. And he sort of gets a little bit sheepish.
Oh, honey, aren't you sweet? Why don't you stick with me? Bring your friends.
Oh, these aren't my. Well, I mean, it's not that they're not.
I'd love to be your friend. That sounds like a grand idea. Let's be best friends. In fact, first day best friends.
Hi, I'm Jane.
Jane.
Charmed. Oh, that's a very arresting looking fowl you got.
I think Elijah like coils back as that happens.
Yeah, Elijah is getting a little close to you.
Yeah,
like
I think
bird
I
eyes.
switched places with Hallie.
All right.
Grab me by the shoulders
Hey,
then.
now.
I'm not going to
Just
make you
kidding.
make a roll for that one. but
Okay.
You do manage to reposition yourself. So as you're standing in the yard of the school, there are these enormous stone steps that lead upward, and all the students are kind of milling about as if most of them kind of know where they go. You do see other students that are carrying these acceptance letters, and they are making their way into various areas of the school. You see these pair of just double doors that open outward into a grand hall. And it is this beautifully appointed interior of a castle. You see other things happening here. But as the group of you are standing there, this mangy-looking black cat saunters very slowly down the stairs, locking eyes with Potato.
Kitty.
Meow.
Oh, no. Okay. Come on, Potato. Let's go. No, don't talk to Potato. No, okay. No, good kitty. It's okay.
The cat
okay,
is like showing claws now and fangs, and is just kind of batting at you, trying to get up to Potato.
What?
No.
No.
What would you like to do, Jane?
I'm going to try and use my flight to run away.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your flight. It's a cat. They're pretty quick, and they're pretty just evil. But let's just have you roll a let's say it's a 9 for you to get away from this.
I got 18.
Wow,
Yay.
you are gone. Okay, so why don't you narrate how you got away from this cat?
So somehow I camouflage myself into one of the bushes, and I just hide in there for a bit and just wait for everyone to leave.
Okay. Yeah, you everyone is like paying attention to this cat, and Jane does like slip away very quickly. Some of you see kind of her slip off. You don't see where she goes, but Jane, you're now in the bushes, and the cat's looking around and sniffing, and then looks up at all of you, and then turns and just kind of walks away very slowly. And as that happens, you see Cortez kind of sitting on one of the stoops just a further distance away. Yeah, that's Madagascar. The cat is, just ignore it.
What?
Everything here seems mean so far. Is that usually how this goes?
Dude, I gave you a high five.
That's true, and I'm sorry. That was unfair of me. Everything except for you seems... Well, and actually, Hallie and Anais, you both seem very nice. But I just mean,
I'm pretty mean. Don't worry about it.
I think he...
The compliment.
sort of hesitates at that and says, are we supposed to be inside?
They look at you, Cortez, and they look at you, and they just kind of shrug. I go sometimes.
Where do you go other times?
Other places.
Where's that?
Where'd the bird with the bird go?
Like if I find that the proctor... Listen, all of you seem to be pretty new, and I don't know where Jane went, but she was pretty cool. So I'm going to help you out since you're new, okay? I'm going to give you a few tips here that are going to help get you through your first semester here at the academy, okay?
Is Vex standing nearby?
Vex is standing behind you.
Okay, I think
quietly mumbling.
I think I make way for Vex to come forward, and I say, did you need this too?
She looks up at you. Yeah, that'd be great if you don't mind.
Yeah. I scoot over a little bit and make room for her to come forward.
Thank you.
The bush behind you rustles closer and closer and inches behind.
What's that?
Wait, are you picking up the bush and doing a Bugs Bunny where you're walking closer? All right. So yeah, this bush is now creeping closer. You've pulled up a shrub. And so the roots in the dirt are kind of dragging behind you, but you've got the shrub in your hands as you move forward, Jane. Right. Let's see here. So
I think I'm doing the look over with Jane, and every time she like gets closer,
it stops.
It stops. And...
Oh, it's so good. Is there something in that bush?
What? But
let's find out.
do you explore the bush?
I think if it's getting closer to us, I would definitely want to make sure that it's not magical.
So Cortez, they look and they hold out a wand, and they say, "Bibbity bobbity, I guess boo," and immediately the bush kind of evaporates into smoke.
Oh.
Whoa. How did you do that?
You're at a magic school, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So hey, real quick, I was gonna help you all out. Do you wanna know how to get through your first semester here at Aether House Academy?
Is the cat gone?
Yeah, Madagascar. That thing is, I think it's full of ticks and real angry.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, if I was full of ticks, I'd be real angry too. So
yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of cats around here. Evelyn Song, the head librarian, the lady that was on that overhead speaker with her wand. Yeah, she loves cats, and the library is full of them. I think Madagascar probably came from there. I don't know what it's doing out here, but yeah, real bad attitude.
No libraries, got it.
So Cortez like kind of adjusts their bowler hat and looks at all of you. So look, I like you all. You seem like you're good dudes. So I want to help you out. The proctor is a real tough one. So there's a couple things that you have to do to make sure that he's in charge. He's you're from the mundane world. I mean, well, you're not from the mundane world, but you're from the like a vice principal, you know, only with worse fashion sense and just kind of, I don't know, real pain in my rear. I'm gonna say that.
you're setting the bar real low because like my vice principal had no fashion sense at all.
Well, this is worse. This guy is. I mean, he has his moments. Okay, don't tell anybody I said that because I'll deny it. But he has his moments. But listen, just follow these directions and you'll be fine. First of all, use a lot of mortal slang. He really, really likes that. It slows him down. So like he doesn't know what the mortal slang means, but he doesn't want to admit that he doesn't know what it is. So it just confuses him. So if you use mortal slang, it keeps him busy, like thinking about what the heck, you know, BRB means. And then that'll keep him busy for like 5 or 10 minutes and you get out of trouble because of that. So use mortal slang. All right. Don't do it too much. Otherwise he'll find ways to punish you. But then if he does this to you, just tell him that it's the unification of the 5 keystones of the foundation of your education. And that will really just this. If he does this, the 5 keystones of the unification of magic.
I pull out my cell phone and I'm trying to like type what you're saying in my notes. Could you repeat that again for me?
He does this a lot. So if he holds his hand out like this, you say that yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that, dude. Like don't. I mean, it's your funeral. It's your funeral, man. I don't really know.
The unification of the
5 keystones of magic, or it might be the foundation of your education. Magic. It might actually represent everyone in your coven. It does change. It changes based on the situation, so you got to be a little bit sharp about that.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Have an answer, and usually try to relate it to whatever dumb lesson he's trying to teach you. All right. Does that make sense?
I think I look around to the others.
Yeah, and this is the most important thing. Okay, so I need all eyes on this dude as this dude eliminates these dudes. All right. So no matter what happens when you get into trouble, and by the look of all of you, you're definitely going to get into trouble. Don't split. I don't know about you, but like it seems like you've already got a coven bond, so they've probably already chosen you to be together since you're the last ones out here. Sorry about that, but that's how that works. It happened to me too. Whatever. But the 5 of you are going to be joined together in a coven, and if the 5 of you are joined in a coven and you get into trouble, and like I said, you all are getting in trouble. When you get into trouble, do not split up. Don't let each other get separated, and no matter what happens or what the proctor or anyone else is doing, don't sell each other out.
So we're best friends forever.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of how you could look at it. Also, you're wizards. I don't like a lot of the people in my coven. That Verity chick. Yeah, it's rough.
Is there an appeals process for the coven?
I wish I would. Do you want Verity?
Oh.
I'll give you Verity.
Oh,
do you want Verity?
Yes, please. I would absolutely love Verity.
Look, my friends, I gotta go.
What?
Peace out. This is all my information. But by the way, vote Cortez for Prez.
Okay, that's nothing.
They said there was no precedent.
That's what.
Vaping's bad for you.
And they're gone. They're gone. They have just disappeared up into the halls, and you're now out there on your own. You are the last students, and you hear another set of bells. Just give me a moment here, as I can't do this character without the glass.
Am I still holding Rupert's hand?
Rupert is gone. Rupert has followed. Like in all of this, you lost Rupert. Probably when you were trying to figure out your Swiffer.
Ruby!
Attention, new and trans. Is this on? Attention, new and transferring students. We now ask that you make your way to the Grand Hall for the first stage of your orientation ritual. Please bring all of your school materials and your willingness to learn. To all standing students, please share a warm Aether House welcome to each of our new students. Thank you. My name is Evelyn Song, your head librarian, and should you ever seek great knowledge and understanding, just make your way to the... Is this on? Hello? Hello? Oh, drat. So the announcement occurs, and you see the rush of the final students within the hallway start making their way down the stairs and across steps into various parts of the building itself. What do you do?
Well, I'm not going to let you new kids make me late on my first day. We need to go.
Okay, I'm okay to go.
Yeah, I could come with.
Are we going to that big room? Because usually where big rooms are is where people gather, and where people gather there's food. I'm quite hungry, actually.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hungry too.
Bex kind of is mumbling behind you. If you don't mind, I'd like to come with all of you because I don't really...
You are going to have to speak up.
I'm not.
You're so scary.
It's not.
You don't need to tell. You need to tell.
I listen to a lot of Darkwave.
Oh.
I don't even know what the words that you're saying don't mean anything to me.
Vex, Darkwave sounds super cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Super
I like
cool.
it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm a musician.
Is that like a podcast?
No, I'm a musician. I like to do music.
But should we walk and talk? We should walk and talk.
Yeah, we should walk and talk.
She sort of shrugs, and all of you kind of go down the hallway together. And as you step in through these large double doors, for the first time, you see the entryway of Aether House Academy for the Arcane Arts. And the building is, like I said, very well built, but it has such a kind of a calliope of different architecture structures. It has archways and doors that all seem to be kind of cobbled together to give this kind of multicultural feel, and all of the pictures and the portraits are of varied individuals throughout the world who seem to have some sort of magical talent. Some of them being the traditional wizards or witches or warlocks or mages that you might know, but then also images of people that you would never expect, like people who look like accountants right next to people who have like taxi driver outfits on. And it just seems like this broad swath of people that are being kind of memorialized in the hallway, who are either students or teachers or some branch of this educational process within this institution. And so standing in the center, though, is a picture that's larger than any of the others. And it's over a number of doorways, and there's a stone set of stairs that kind of meet up into a terrace and then lead off into other areas. But in the center of this are two things. The first thing is an arcane circle is in the center of this room, and there is a crystal that is glowing and shifting like vaporwave colors that seems to be rimmed in glyphs and runes that are kind of floating up off the ground. And there's a hum that occurs out of this as you walk closer. And all of the lights here are not, they're candlelight and like torches, but all of the fire seems to be magical balls of light that are just kind of floating around you. And off to the one side is a huge portrait. And that portrait is of a woman who is very regal and beautiful. She is stout in build with a clear grace and poise, all right? She has salt and pepper hair that is tightly wound into a neat bun that sits on top of her head, and wreathed in a golden clasp that is formed to look like a small dragon is nested on the top of her head. And this woman is looking down at you and her expression is very austere. And her eyes, however, they seem so much younger than she is. They're alight with a vitality and strength, okay? She's a black woman of approximately 50 years of age, but her robes and scarves are of a general style of, and the style of the painting itself leaves you with the feeling that she and this painting are much, much older. And this figure is looking down kind of at all of you as you get closer. And on a plaque, you see Althea Aetherhouse.
Is that the principal?
She's the illustrious founder of this place. And Inez turns and like gives like a little curtsy.
Do we have to bow? And I think Elijah goes into a bow.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't really, did we bow to this? She looks to you.
Do we meet her?
Is bowing the right thing to do?
I don't know. I didn't take the chance.
Very sorry. I still really want to touch that crystal.
Is that Darkwave? Because that seems like it very much feels like Vax. That feels like when you say Darkwave, this is what I imagine.
Do any of you get close enough to the crystal to touch it?
I'm getting close.
Holly, wait.
Does anyone stop Holly before she touches the...
It sounds like Jane.
I'm going to stop her.
Okay, so I guess go ahead and make a bronze check to see if you can grab her in time and to pull her away before she actually presses her hand on it, because you're putting your weight into it. This is pretty easy, so I'm going to give you a 7 to succeed. What did you roll?
I rolled a 6.
A 6? Okay, so you didn't fail horribly. So I'm going to let you narrate your own failure here.
As Jane walks over to Hallie, Jane trips and falls and just sits right next to Hallie. And just like hanging out.
Okay, so you end up sitting on the ground as Hallie's hand just goes and touches this crystal then. And so now you have a front row view right at the edge of this arcane glyph circle as Hallie's hand gets really close. And then there's a spark. And Hallie, immediately, it's like a giant joy buzzer just went off, and you get rocketed across the hall. And right before you hit the ground, your body stops and you start floating. And Jane, you're sitting on the ground, and you felt the wind kind of brush past you as Hallie kind of exploded outward. And Hallie, as you look up, you see on this terrace is a figure looking down at you. He is an older man, very, very sour-looking face, with a pair of horn-rimmed glasses and a scarf that has glyphs all across it. He's dressed in black flowing robes and is squinting down at you, looking very, very displeased.
Right, first off, I would just like to apologise for what I just did, because I can tell by the way you're looking at me that I'm now in trouble. Second of all, to Jane, thank you so much for trying to stop me. Didn't think that was going to happen. And can anybody just get me down, please? Because I'm just kind of...
And he leaps off the balcony and then floats down as his wand it lights, and he floats down to you and then lands on the ground next to you, Hallie. What is your name?
But?
What
I'm
is
just
your real name?
That is actually a rather difficult question, because the name I'm about to give you is the name I like to go by, but it's not my real name. If I were to tell you my real name, I'm afraid everyone would laugh, and then they wouldn't respect me. So I'm just going to say my name is Hallie.
What name would you have me call you for the entire semester?
Professor? No, Hallie. Stop it, Hallie. Hallie.
Hallie Holloway, yes?
It's quite impressive, actually. I didn't tell you that bit, and you knew it already.
Anais, can you explain to me what is happening here? The Greers have a long and storied history with this institution. I do not respect any sort of nonsense happening before our opening orientation has even occurred. The 5 of you are alone in this hallway. Have you not noticed?
That does just tend to keep happening to us. Apologies, Professor Proctor. But I figured for students who didn't have any previous understanding of magic and the rules to which the rest of us willingly oblige, learning via doing sometimes is the best way.
What you know and the other characters don't know is that this is the proctor of the school. This is Margrave Malveaux, and he's the individual that sent your letter and the vice principal of the school, the one that Cortez has warned you about.
Yeah.
You know this. The others really don't know yet because there wasn't really a description and you've never seen images. So he looks at you very sternly, and he looks to each of you in turn, and it's just like shooting ice cubes at you. As you are currently with Ms. Greer, I will overlook this incident. I trust that if this is indeed your coven pairing, that you will work much harder to see that each of you bears the respect and dignity that this institution deserves. Is that clear?
I didn't really understand everything you said, but I'm going to agree with you because you're so angry.
Can we have a conversation later at your earliest convenience about the coven pairing system?
All decisions are final. You know this, Greer.
Oh, thank you.
You're not the first to try to change your pairing.
I don't want to change yet.
Do you not like us?
Yeah, do you not like us?
Holloway, is that a Swiffer mop?
I don't. Is that a bird? I saw something.
Is that a bird? And I dive down to the ground.
What is happening? No, it's just potato. It's okay.
And Inez is just gesturing at the group and looking at Malveaux like, please help.
There's a lot that keeps happening every 5 seconds.
Were you part of a band when you were younger? Because it looks a lot like you might have been part of an emo band. I don't know. I really kind of like certain types of dark wave.
They keep saying dark wave.
Yeah, you keep saying dark wave.
It's the podcast.
Are you finished?
Oh, we're going. Guys, come on. Get your
Grand
Swiffer.
Hallway.
Yes, sir. Oh.
I dropped it. I'm going to leave it.
No, take the...
Oh, you grabbed it. No, that's yours. You got to grab it.
You have to take your... They're going to start cleaning with it. Oh, my God. My saint and aunt, come on. And I think she's going to, like, hook her arm through Vex because Vex is a little bit... She's the slip. Like we got to go.
I'll be watching.
Oh. Thanks.
Frightening.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
Invasion of
Okay.
privacy, a little violating.
As the group moves through the hallway, escaping the glower of Proctor Professor Malgrave Malveaux, as you feel his eyes on the back of your head. You don't need to turn back. As the group kind of rushes through one of these hallways underneath Althea Aetherhouse's portrait, you make your way down, and there are clear markings and little glowing orbs that lead you all the way to the Grand Hall. And you are the last to enter. Congratulations. And everyone turns and looks back at you as this kind of makeshift giant, it could be a ballroom, it could be a dining room, but currently there are wooden chairs that are floating without legs all the way throughout this space. And there's easily, 50 or 60 of them. And there are students of all kinds here. And everybody, with a couple of individuals sitting up at the front, they all turn and look at you. And there's a very kind of nervous and kind of homely-looking older woman who has a very pretty face and these big spectacles, and she has this beaded glasses on as she looks over at all of you. And she is kind of taking attendance and marking everyone off and just looking up at everybody. Let's see here. Oh my, I feel that my notes have gotten a little out of hand. Who are you? Pointing to all of you.
Us? Each of us individually?
I'm with Anais.
I'm with Anais.
Yeah.
You're with Anais.
That's not my name. No.
Anais Greer. Anais Greer, is that correct?
Yes.
We're with her.
However, you should each have your own name. I believe that was a requirement of the enrollment.
I don't mind.
Your name, please. Looks to you, Jane.
I'm Jane.
Jane? All
Jane,
right.
Jane.
I'm Vex. I'm sorry, you'll have to speak up.
This is Vex.
Yes. Yes, Vex. And you?
Elijah.
You're Elijah. dear,
Whitewater?
yes.
Am I supposed to be here? Is this where I'm supposed to be?
Outstanding. Yes, you're in the right place. Please come in.
Okay.
You should be taking your seats.
Okay.
We are just beginning our orientation.
Oh, we made it. I thought it was like
Very-
a club room.
There's
Very
another one too.
good.
We have another, and I look over to Hallie.
Right, as everyone looks at Hallie, she's been waiting for everyone to look at her whole life, but it's very overwhelming. So she's just
Everyone
standing
is
there,
looking at you right now, Hallie.
and some nervous confetti just out of her hands.
Oh dear. Oh, not another one.
You have to tell her your name.
Herbie, Hallie. My name is Hallie.
Hallie.
Now and forever. Always.
Holloway, here you are, dearie. Please
Sorry.
have a seat, please.
I'll just
No.
swift
Y'all-
this up.
No,
How'd you
just
do
leave
that?
it. You're fine.
Okay.
Act
How'd
like
you do
you
that?
belong here.
How
You
do I
do.
just do one of these? All right, there we go. You can sit down.
I am Evelyn Song, your head librarian, and I want you to think of me as an ally in your journey here for education in the magical crafts.
Magic?
Yes?
Rupee?
Yeah, you are here to learn magic, everyone. Anyone who thought maybe they were here for math camp, raise your hand. No, oh no. That was not a joke. Oh. Well, I am excited to tell you that today you will be undergoing your orientations. Your orientation will sort you into the magical school that you have been destined to follow. And yes, destiny. Yes, dear. Destiny. Each of you has interior, secret, and great power. We here at the Academy hope to help bring that out in you and make you the best representation within the wizarding world possible. Each of you will be warlocks, mages, wizards, and sorcerers of your own choosing, and you will define an age. We welcome you now to the Academy with open arms, along with those who are beneath the beyond the great veil and attending classes with us in the void. You are also welcome here. And she seems to be speaking out to these glowing orbs.
I lean over to Anais and I go, "Are those dead people?"
Honestly, so I was going to ask too.
Yeah, Rupert is sitting behind you and just kind of leans forward. Yeah, no, there are other students that are taking classes at home through magical devices.
Oh, is it like auditing a class?
Are you familiar with Phoenix Online?
Yeah.
It's become a lot like that, I guess.
So a scam is what you're saying.
Rupee looks just like beet red and looks at you. Hi.
Rupee.
And Evelyn continues on. So you will be tested by our current academic heads. Each of you will be given a small taste of the potential magics that may reside within you. We do ask that you follow a few basic rules. Only do that which is instructed by the professors. Do not, under any circumstances, cast any unallowed magics. You must always have the permission and supervision of a professor or standing faculty before you begin casting spells. Can everyone hear me in the back? Do I need to do this? Does this help? Does this help when I do this? Is it better now? Hello? No? Oh, bother, this wand. I'm so sorry. Well, as I said, you will have, each of you will study a small sampling of the 5 keystones of magic. Your first period will be assigned to you. It will be available. There's some snickering in the back when she says that.
I missed a joke.
Yeah, somebody's laughing somewhere. Your first class will be assigned to you, as there are so many of you this semester, and we're quite glad to see you. In the meanwhile, you may congregate in the common room, which is just down the hallway. You may get to know your fellow students. There will be tea and cookies.
Tea!
Yes,
cookies.
Provided for all of you. Welcome once again. to Aether House Academy for the arcane arts.
I like her. She's nice. She's like a mother, but like a grandmother because she's older. But we shouldn't say that to her face because women don't like being told that. But I like her.
I just start clapping.
You're dismissed. Yes. Oh, you start clapping. Like you're the only one. You're the only one clapping. You're the only person clapping here.
Are we all clapping?
Yeah, I just started clapping. I felt like it was the right thing to do.
She seems really sweet, but I don't know that it deserves a round of applause.
Oh, okay.
That's fair. Okay.
She's from the library, and the library's bad.
What if she'd done a backflip? That would have gotten a round of applause.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah. Impressive.
That would have been, really rad, as the kids say.
I probably did. You say rad?
Yeah.
I thought you said rat.
Oh no, rad. He said Cortez told us to use like slang, so I was trying to use some cool kid slang.
Like with the proctor or with each other? Are we supposed to do that?
I don't know. I was just practicing because I'm not.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So do you are now quickly becoming the only people sitting in this room, but since you're the last ones here, it makes sense that you also would be the last ones to leave.
Yeah.
What are you all doing?
Are we the last ones again? Is this happening again?
Since you just asked that question, the answer is yes.
Are we? This keeps happening to us.
Well, now we just have to make it a whole thing about our group. And she like was getting up, and then she just sits back in the chair and checks her nails. Now it's a trait. Okay, calm down.
Wait, no, Potato just wants to be fed. It's okay.
Potato jumps out of your hands and runs across the floor.
Wait, no, Potato! Where are you going? No.
Thank God.
Doing this
Never seen a
together.
vegetable with legs before. It's quite.
Do you follow Potato?
I'm gonna follow Potato. Who's coming with me? Because anyone?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I want to see what it is. I haven't seen that yet. It looks like it just. I mean, you're saying it's a vegetable, but it's hopping around. So I got
No, her name's Potato. She's a potu.
a penguin. I've
potu.
heard of a penguin.
Potu. No, it's a potu.
No, mine's a pangolin.
Oh, you've got a penguin.
No, I
Where's
have a
the penguin?
pangolin.
I'm confused.
A
I
pangolin.
brought a dog. Let's go.
Puppy.
Jane, do you follow Potato?
Yes.
Okay, so make a flight roll to try to catch up with Potato.
I got a 4.
No.
So Potato runs out the door, but just before Potato gets through the doorway, a very well-made black shoe slaps down right in front of Potato, and Potato runs into it and kind of falls comically to the ground.
No, Potato.
And it's this like it's like this Mary Jane boot, and it's attached to the girl that you that Elijah fell onto on the bus.
Oh, fucking Polly?
Yeah.
Polly.
And she looks at all of you, and she kind of like, so like, you're the last ones here.
You've done a lot to your face there. It looks quite nice.
And clearly you came back because you wanted to be where we are. Do you need something, darling?
Maybe. You know, I just can't help but notice that all of you are here right now when, I don't know, you should be in class maybe.
And I can't help but notice your perfume from way over here. So we're all trying too hard right now, aren't we?
So you're joined up with the boy wizard, right? Is this penis wizard gonna save you all? Is that what's gonna happen here?
She said penis on the school grounds.
Oh my God.
Is that me? Is she talking about me?
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
have a
talking about
problem
you.
with Elijah?
Yeah, he jumped into my lap.
I didn't. To be fair, I didn't jump.
Elijah, why do you jump in some person's lap?
To be fair, I didn't jump. I
Yeah,
fell.
it was clearly an accident, but you're a doof. And look.
And that's the best thing that's going to happen to you today if you don't turn your snobby ass rat around.
Well, I was going to offer you a little bit of help, but now maybe I won't. Look, if you get tired of casting this baby magic and you want to do the real thing, I challenge any of you who are brave enough to skip out of third period and meet with me. My girlfriend, Celine, she has the real stuff. We're talking about forbidden magic.
What's that?
You know how you walk around with a Swiffer trying to pretend like you can throw confetti around?
Well, like,
How would you like?
yes.
How would you like to throw a fireball?
I don't think I should really be trusted with fire. You know, there was this one time I had a candle in my room and it
Do you have-
caught fire onto the what?
Do you have a
You
dead
did
relative or something that you want to talk to? Or like, you know, something you want to know if you want to cheat in class? Is this your bird?
Yes. Jane picks up Potato and just like runs away. I like her shoes.
I like them too. I want to ask where she got them, but she seems quite
Thank
lame.
you. No,
Why are you being nice to her? She sucks.
But her shoes are nice.
Listen, trust me, enchantment class is so boring. Professor Uto may be famous and all, but, you know, staring into a crystal ball for like an hour makes me want to gag. Come out to the
I've never really
schoolyard.
heard anyone talk so negatively for so long. It makes my tummy feel weird.
Just join me outside if you're not too chicken, okay?
I think I might throw up.
Okay, all right.
Thank
then.
you for the service announcement.
Yeah, see you later, losers. And she walks out.
She sends off very confusing messages because she invites us to do things and then she's mean to us, and I can't quite decide if she likes us or not.
She doesn't like you.
Did she call me a penis wizard?
I think she did say the P word, yeah.
You're gonna have to watch out. That name is
Yeah,
very funny.
I don't think she meant any good. I don't think we should talk to her.
Oh no, you know what happens if you shorten it? You turn into Pee-wee.
Hey, that's not the worst thing, to be fair.
Are we calling you Pee-wee now?
No, please don't.
Sorry, that other voice kind of melted into her voice. Are we calling you Pee-wee now?
Please don't. No, that's not. I don't.
All right, no, if you don't want to be called Pee-wee, I don't want to call you Pee-wee.
Yeah, I'd rather not go down that road.
I'll just call you Elijah, all right?
That's perfect. Elijah's perfect. Elijah's great.
You can call me Vex, okay?
Cool.
And
Elijah,
she punches you softly in the arm.
Ow, yeah, ow. Okay, ow, yeah, thank you.
I mean, I didn't even. All right, great. So all of you are there, and I believe that we're just about to take a break. So as you leave through the hallway, do you make your way to the common room?
I follow the smell of food.
Yes.
So you walk in to the common room, and there are students everywhere, and they're all talking. And again, everybody stops and kind of turns back and looks at you as you are the last people into the room once again. And the smell of fragrant teas and baked goods kind of fill the air. And there are these carts that are pushed by what look like pixies. They have bright, colorful wings. They're bright and they kind of glow. And they're kind of flying around with these carts. And the carts have snacks and little teacups and bubbling water on the top. And then all these little fizzy drinks and candies and other things. And they're all passing around and everybody's having a great time. And the five of you are standing there. And everybody becomes silent and looks at you.
Hallie puts her hands in her armpits so the confetti doesn't happen again.
And out of your armpits,
are these free?
Out of your armpits, some confetti shoots, and we're gonna take a break right there. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna take a really short break, and we're gonna come back with do your assignments. You right now in chat have the opportunity to help these students. We've given you a special challenge, and the fate of these students rests in your hands. Some of you might recognize this if you've done LARPs that we've done in the past. So I would ask that you not help those who have never done this before. That's just a personal favor to your favorite proctor professor, if you don't mind. But we're really excited to be here. Thank you so much to Hunters Entertainment for giving us a great experience. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. There's going to be more Magic School in just a minute. Welcome back. We are playing Kids on Brooms right here on Hunters Entertainment's brand new Twitch channel. We're kicking the tires in and having a great time. We really appreciate you joining us tonight and spending a little bit of time with us. We're going to go a little further in our story. And then at the very end of all this, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the exciting things that are happening right here. So please stay with us. Let's get back into the story. So these students have now stepped into Aetherhouse's Academy for the Arcane Arts, and you have gotten a very quick education as to how quickly things can kind of slip away from you here. It is a very fast-paced and quick school where things are happening all the time, and there's a wide variety of individuals within the school. You are the last ones that are left at the common room mixer, and as you complete your snacks, you are ushered out into a number of classrooms. You are going to go through the 5 keystones of magic. And what we're going to do is have each of you make a series of rolls to determine how well you do in each of these classes. And I will quickly describe to you kind of what that class entails as we move a little bit further forward into our story. The first class that you attend is the Alchemy Class. And alchemy is taught by Professor Morgenstern, who is a very handsome, bearded man who is a little distant in his eyes. And he always wears a pair of safety goggles. And so he instructs all of you. Hi, everybody. I know you're really excited to do what's alchemy here. And I want to make sure that we all are safe. But first, we must understand the basic principles of what alchemy is.
Hello?
Oh, yes, you in the back. Can you explain what alchemy is?
Well, I'm not quite sure on this concept, but my mother always said alchemy was making a perfect cocktail at the end of the day, and she showed me how to do it since I was the age of 4, so I could do that for you if you like.
Yes, please, come
That's
forward.
a dark detail. Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm sure it's going to be great. Come on. Yeah, here you go. Here's some alchemical. Now, be very careful. I want to be very clear about this. These components are not to be toyed with.
Let's mix them together.
We must respect each of this. So what I'd like all of you to do is to cast your first potion spell.
Yay!
And in Kids on Brooms, the way that that's done is you're going to tell me what effect you're trying to create. You're going to tell me the area of effect that it's going to cause and the magnitude of the effect. And so we're just going to quickly go around. What kind of alchemy are you trying to create, Elijah?
Yeah, I think I want to do a these are just sort of potions, right, that we can make?
Yeah. It's
so I
basic
think
potions.
Yeah, I think I want to make like a cloud, like a smoke bomb, essentially, that allow me to sort of get away if things get too crazy.
So Professor Morgenstern loves that idea, thinks it's very simple. So we're going to say that it is a difficulty 6.
Okay.
And it's a small area of effect. So I'm going to give you a total of 6 difficulty.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your roll. I think that this would probably be your brains.
Yeah, I think so too. So that's going to be a D12, and then we're doing magic, so I'm going to use my magic die as well.
Right.
So I'm gonna roll both of those.
Okay.
And what was the difficulty?
The difficulty is 6.
6.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll take it. That's a 10.
Yes.
10 total. I'm going to allow you to narrate your success.
Great. So I think that I take these. I think I take liquids, like a thing that's labeled like liquid smoke, and when you pick it up, it kind of like swirls. It's a liquid, but it swirls around inside the flask, and as I pour it down into this sort of clear but viscous liquid, I guess, that's in another container, you see it start to you see the viscous clear liquid sort of part and let the smoke drop into it, and when that happens, we get this kind of spark between the two, and it sizzles almost like a firecracker inside, and that's sort of how I think. So what was the professor's name?
It's Professor Morgenstern.
Morgenstern. I think that's how Professor Morgenstern it lets me know that it's successful, right?
Excellent work, young man. I'm expecting great things out of you.
Oh, please don't.
You've got an alchemist hand to you. Yes.
No, I don't. I just mixed two things together.
I'm moving on. I'm not listening anymore because I'm talking.
Okay. I think he sets down the potion and corks it.
Jane, he moves over to you. What kind of potion would you like to do?
So from what I understand, alchemy is making gold. So I'm going to make gold.
Well, let me just caution you.
No, I'm going to do it.
No, okay.
I got this.
All right.
I've seen it done before.
That's pretty. All right. Hey, overachiever over here. So you immediately are going to attempt to, on your first alchemical potion, turn lead into gold. You get all the components around, and your difficulty is going to be 19.
Cool. What am I rolling for?
So we're going to have you use your brains. And it is a magical spell, so you get to use your magic dice. Now, it is difficult. I've already set the difficulty, but there are a lot of factors in here as to why this shouldn't work. But rather than bore you with that, I'm going to let you attempt to roll for that 19.
I got an 11.
Actually, not bad. Now that is a failure. It is not over 10, which would have been catastrophic for you. If you'd gotten like a full 10 below what your target was, it would have been bad. However, you missed that number by 1, which means that the potion explodes and your hands and face are turned into a bright fuchsia.
Ooh.
That's
your hair,
actually
part of
pretty
your
cool.
hair. Listen, I'm really glad that you did this because I think it's a good teachable moment, right? We've all learned an important lesson here. Walk before you run, right?
She does more often.
Alchemy is the study of change.
She
You
does
take
all the time.
2 properties and you make something new. But gold, oldest trick in the book. Everybody does it. They go right to the gold. I'm going to make gold with alchemy. I made the mistake when I was your age too. What was your name again?
I'm Jane.
Jane.
Yeah.
You're going to do better. You may not have William's hand for alchemy over here. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Points to you.
Me? Elijah?
Yeah. Is that a Potu? What do you know? I haven't seen a good Potu in quite a while. I used to raise them back on the farm.
Her name's Potato.
Oh, Potato! Nice to meet you. Blah, 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 blah. What? Blah, 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 blah. And they start talking to each other.
Communicate with the vegetables with legs. That's amazing.
All right, I have other alchemical tests to run, but we'll talk, Jane. Thank you for your time. And the man turns to you, Hallie. Ah, yes, I've used a mop like that. That's called a Swiffer. They're new. I like that.
Did you know it does this? I've just discovered
Very
that on the
modern. Very modern. Yeah, alchemy's about change, and modern things happen. Why didn't you get a broom when you could be a kid on a Swiffer?
You don't get splinters for something like this.
Coming summer 2021. Kids on Swiffers. Thank you. It looks great. It really does. What was your name again?
Hey, Herbie, Hallie. It's Hallie.
I often forget my own name. I have a little bit of trauma based on,
Trauma? I have trauma
injuries.
too. How exciting. You should be better. I do feel like we're related. We talk very similarly, actually.
We could, yes.
Could you be my grandpa?
Sure, why not? But first I need to be your professor because we're learning alchemy. And as your grandpa professor, I'd ask you first and foremost, what kind of potion you like to make?
Well, if we're going to continue on with the trend we were doing earlier, I think I'm going to make a cocktail. And I'll make a cocktail my mama used to make. She used to call it Mommy's Juice. And what it would do is it would relax her at 5 p.m. And she had to be relaxed at 5 p.m. every single day. So I think that would be good.
I think I see what's going on here. And I'm just going to put a little pin in it right there. There's no alcohol here on school premises. It's against the rules. I don't know. Is your Mommy's Juice really juice?
Now I'm questioning everything.
What do you use? What are the ingredients to your alchemical potion?
Well, I think we'll get a bit of that bubbly stuff and a bit of that cold stuff and then a bit of that colored stuff and that stuff that makes you go, is that what the alcohol is?
So what you're making is a sleep potion. And I'm going to have you go ahead and roll. I'm going to give you a difficulty of 8.
Sleep potion.
To make a sleep potion. Now, I need you to use your brains on this.
All right.
And it is a magical spell, so you can use your magic dice.
Wonderful. All right. I'll be doing that then. Okay.
And then remember, you do have adversity tokens. If you choose to use them to succeed at any of these, you can add a +1. You can even add that +1 to any of your fellow students to try to help them and improve them in their journey here.
All right then. Well, I'll just do a little bit, as she would say, a tipple.
And then a scoop. A little scoop. Okay. Yeah, those are all scientific terms that I've used.
See, I knew it. I knew I'd be ready for school. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you may be the smartest student I've ever met.
14.
You make an excellent sleeping potion. Well, there's only one thing to do. Test it out. Give it to someone. Who do you want to?
I made it myself. I think I should actually.
Sure. Yeah, you take a little. You fall immediately asleep into a very restful sleep, and you are asleep for the rest of Alchemy class. Listen, that's an A right there. I mean, that's a straight up A. I know she's resting well. She got her A, and now she's napping. I don't see any other. Her marks have been made. We don't really do.
The banana.
Letter grades are sort of garbage. We don't do that here, but I would give her an A if we did that. Instead, she's getting full marks, and I'm giving her an additional mark. Yes, young lady.
This feels like nepotism since you're her grandpa.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll have to deduct some points from her grade just because you've said that.
No, don't do it. No.
No,
don't.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
What?
You're right.
No, Grandpa, don't.
What? Am I your grandpa too?
I don't know. I don't know how Kevin's work.
First of all, I do not have any hard candy on me. I would give you all a Werther's Original, but I don't. Just don't have those. We could make some. Would you like to make a Werther's Original?
Sure. I'll make candy.
Okay. Well, let's make a potion that makes us taste candy.
Okay.
We'll just cut. There's some sugar over there. Why don't you grab that? Your difficulty is 3. You're making sugar water.
Yay! I'm gonna be.
Use your brains, please.
Yeah. My brains are a D10 plus 1.
And you have your magic die as well.
I got a 10.
Okay. So go ahead and narrate how good this sugar water is.
Yeah. I think she was excited to do more, but she's also terrified of failure. So is she
going to skate on this, or is she going to try to improve it?
Can I try to stunt on it and do something a little bit different?
Absolutely. Tell me what you're going to do. We're going to use your 10, and I'm going to set the difficulty after you tell me what.
Yeah. I think she gets excited and wants to make a potion that it tastes like candy, but it also elevates your mood for a little bit. I think she's making drugs. I think I just made drugs. I'm sorry.
You made a potion of haste. We'll call it a potion of haste. Okay. Don't do drugs, kids. No, not here, not at this academy. We don't condone that. But potions are okay. They're fine. They're not addictive. Look at me. I'm fine. So you succeed. You only succeed by 2, but it is a good potion of haste. So do you take it yourself, or do you give it to somebody else?
I want to wake up Hallie with it.
Okay, so you give it to Hallie, and now
she sleeps with her mouth open. That's not on me.
Yeah, I had a real bad time in college once because of something like this, but I guess we're just gonna do it. It's all about experimentation and understanding. It's fine. I'm a trained professional. So you pour the potion into Hallie's mouth.
First, I ask, Hallie, I know you're asleep. Do you want to try this?
I love trying new things.
There we go. That's consent. And she just does
All right. Yeah, good enough for the legal code here. Yeah, the use of ethical magic is not going to have a problem with this one. I'm sure of it. So you pour this potion down Hallie's throat, and Hallie, what dream were you having? And then I want you to enact the last 2 seconds of it in the classroom.
Oh, it's nice. I can hear ice cream. Ice cream truck. Ice cream truck. Where we go?
You actually now begin running, and you run at light speed. You can't actually clock where Hallie is because they're moving so fast. She runs past you around the room twice and then back into her seat and lands there as papers and beakers kind of fly all over the place. And that's a successful haste potion. Congratulations. Last but not least, we've got Vex. Are you you're part of it? You guys are you're all a coven. So Vex, I just got to ask you, what kind of potion do you want to make? I haven't really thought too much about it. I just a lot of options, I guess. Can I make a potion to make people really happy, I guess? You want to make a potion to make people happy? Yeah, sure, go for it.
More drugs?
Well, we don't. It's an alchemical, magical component. It's not harmful. Drugs are a synthetic property. Right now, what we're doing is the ethics class is later. Okay, all right, there, William. Just keep your
Elijah.
Sorry, Elijah. Yeah, just keep. I am an alchemy master. Okay, we've been doing. It's fine. Not. I really. He's making notes furiously in a little notepad.
I lean over to Jane and I go,
Am I the bad guy? Am I the bad guy? What? is teaching this class wrong. Who am I? Okay, let's just get this happy potion cooking here, Vex, all right? And Vex's potion explodes in front of her. And she falls backwards, and there's smoke everywhere, and she's covered in char, and she stands up. It's all right. I didn't really want to be happy anyway. There's not too much to be happy about. I'm fine.
What metagame? What was the roll, and what was the difficulty?
It was 3, and the difficulty was a 7. So
okay, never mind.
She's 4 off as to whether or not you could bump it with your. You'd have to all give your. And
Yeah.
Can we stack those, Spencer?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So everybody would have to give some adversity points, and it's pretty far down there.
Yeah.
But it's up to you if you want to sway this.
I don't know. I think
the goal was to make everyone happy, and I quite enjoyed the fireworks show. Is that not the reason? Is that not what they were trying to do?
All right. So there is a bell, okay? And you move on to your next class as each of you has performed your alchemy tasks with Elijah, surprisingly, coming in at the head of the class as the alchemy master. Although, apparently your name's now William. So
apparently chat thinks my name is Pee-wee, so.
Oh, Pee-wee. Well,
that's a terrible name. I don't know where anyone will get an idea for something like that.
So there is a bustle through the halls, and as you're moving through, you see off in the distance, you see this girl, Polly Pendergrast, who is looking at all of you from the hallway, and she just kind of gives you one of these as you kind of move through.
Oh, it's makeup. Polly.
She's got nice shoes.
Oh my gosh!
Do you like
I
her
really
shoes?
thank you. I do like my shoes too.
Oh, she can hear me. Uh-oh.
I can hear you really well. You know, it's just a simple incantation spell, and I can hear everything you say.
Penis.
You can't.
It's kind of rude.
Yeah. Go run off with your penis, wizard. Whatever. Just remember, 3rd period, if you want to, learn the real magic.
Friendship. Friendship is magic.
You are possibly broken and should probably try to find some help somewhere. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome.
She thinks I should have more friends. It's nice.
So you're moving through the halls, and there are a number of different magical creatures that move through this space. There are griffins that are outside that are kind of like milling about, and every once in a while you'll see a centaur or a satyr, and it's just varied magical shapes and forms. And if you're not used to this, it's very strange.
Those goats look weird.
Yeah, at one point there's a unicorn that just walks through the hallway. And for every Greer, you're probably the unicorn is pretty rare. That's a friend of Delphi Uto, who is the enchantment professor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So kind of a high profile magical creature that just walked through.
Anais is definitely a unicorn. I mean,
Anais,
horse girl.
Oh, you're into it. Yeah. So Anais is you're a little starstruck from that, but everything else is kind of nonplussed because you've seen magical creatures. You kind of know what's going on. So Anais, you do see that. The rest of you have kind of become accustomed to this, but in the hallway you see a pixie, one of the pixies from before. Only this one, this pixie doesn't seem to be very either happy or glowing. It's kind of gray and kind of dull colors. She's on the floor and she's picking up some stuff. It looks like somebody knocked a tray over, and she seems to be struggling. Do all of you walk past this pixie, or do you lend any sort of aid?
I would definitely stop.
I fall down all the time.
Oh boy, I'm gonna never hear the end of this. Oh, it's all over the place.
Never hear the end of what? Are you okay?
No, one of these kids just came running through here and knocked the tray over, and now all of this tea is on the ground. Really just, I'm beside myself here. My little tiny pixie hands can't really handle this. And I mean, look, hey, you, what's your name? Points to you, Jane.
I don't know. Oh, I should do something.
This is my friend Jane, and I'm Elijah.
All right. Yeah, you look like you're cool, Jane, and Elijah, you look like you're here. So Jane, listen, can you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Like, I can pick this up. I'll figure it out. But you use that fancy wand of yourself there to summon me a cigarette? They won't allow me to smoke anymore. And I was really, if you could just like bibbity bobbity boo up a Pall Mall. That other kid does it every once in a while for me. Would you do that for me?
Pall Mall Blue 100s?
Yeah, get an old Aunt Flo and just a good mentholated, some goodness.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Jane, I don't know if we should be doing that.
I won't tell anybody. It's me. It's Flo.
It's just like vaping.
Yeah, it's a lot. No, it's not. It's worse.
No, it's just like vaping.
You shouldn't do it. Okay, I'm 3,054 years old. I've had my time. I'm not changing my ways for any sort of health
just doing
code.
it.
But like, listen, the proctor is not okay with it. So if you could do that, I would be. Listen, give you some extra. Some of the cupcakes off of the cart that they give to the older students. I'll see some of those get your way, Jane.
We have to do it. Yes, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yep.
Just go ahead and cast a spell for me, Jane.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my GM voice turning into that character's voice. Jane, go ahead and cast me a summoning spell. And I'm going to set, has Jane ever smoked or been around cigarettes?
Her parents smoke.
Oh, so you're familiar enough with cigarettes and packs of cigarettes and all that. So
yes.
This is not difficult for you. It's a simple summoning. In fact, you're going to summon your parents' cigarettes. So I'm going to give you a difficulty of 5, and I'm going to have you use your grit and your magical die to do this.
How hard could this be?
Because you're breaking the rules, I don't know.
I keep
Spencer,
an
do
eye
you
out?
approve of that choice for grit on this?
For grit? Oh yeah.
It's like you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. You're using your brain to like overpower. Yeah,
I got an 8.
Yeah, you made it. So with you tell me how you cast a spell. Do you say any words or?
Yeah, so I wave my wand and I say, "Cigarettes appear," and it's not a pack of cigarettes. It's just a bunch of half-smoking cigarettes. For my parents.
Look, I'm a small pixie. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth here. I'm gonna take it, Jane. You're gonna get those cupcakes. I can't thank you enough, honey. Old Flo is gonna remember this later. Okay, don't mind me. All right, that's
okay.
Yeah. Thanks for your help. You're all good kids. We'll see you. Oh, you're one of the Greers.
Ma'am.
I knew your great grandmother.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
you shouldn't smoke.
Yeah, she did, by the way, and did not help her personality at all. I'm just gonna say that right up front. We were not friends. So,
you are rude.
Yeah, well, you live as long as I do, and you just kind of learn the ways of things. All right. Well, anyway, tell your great grandmother I said I'm glad she's dead. All right. Well, we'll talk later. I'm just gonna get these cookies out of here. And so Flo the pixie picks up all the stuff, and you guys hurry off. And because of this interaction, you were late to your next class.
Oh.
And
Jane, that was amazing.
We got cupcakes.
You made cigarettes.
I'd never done that before.
Do you know what my favorite part was? It was when the pixie picked up the cigarette and smoked it like this. Amazing. Skill.
Next time you got to make her some Virginia Slims or something. It was just embarrassing.
Yeah.
So following the directions in your welcoming pack, you make your way all the way outside to what looks like an open air arena. And you realize that you are now ready for your geomancy class. And standing there is a very dashing, handsome-looking man of kind of a strong build, dressed in a very fine suit with robes, but looks kind of relaxed and has long, dark hair, and it's pulled forward and pulled back. And all of you are late, but he kind of shrugs it off as you enter in. Oh, hi there.
Hello.
I like him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Professor Zhao, please come in and have a seat. We were just to begin our broom work.
Oh, this is our broom class.
Yes, you're done a little broom work before, lad.
I mean, I've swept.
Hmm.
Have you swift?
Okay.
I've never swift.
Ah.
Look, if any of you decide that you're really into what you learn here today, if you find that the physical rigors of geomancy appeals to you, you may be able to find yourself into some of our extracurricular activities here at the school. We are, in fact, preparing a new broomball league. And I'd be honored if all of you, whether you're good or not, it doesn't matter. We'll teach you to be good. I want all of you with any sort of athletic inclination to step forward and show your school's spirit in the future. Meanwhile, let's start with the basics, shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
He snaps his fingers, and a bunch of brooms just fly up behind him, and all the other kids kind of like, whoa! And your brooms, if you have them, they immediately start to levitate. Now, we're going to skip past the incantation stage here. I think you all know how to get your brooms to levitate from the start. You read your starter packet. Now, let's just move right on into handling, shall we?
I would love to learn how to handle my broom from you.
He seems oblivious to anything that you're saying of that nature, as he is he seems very intelligent, but he seems completely oblivious to such overtures. You're all 14. He would find it gross. However, you may crush away. So he looks to all of you. Well, let's begin, like I said, with the basics. First, we're going to have to find ourselves into a complete. Is that a Swiffer?
Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm having some trouble with it, actually. If you could teach me some safety.
Yes, we will. Just keep the broom at a safe level. And then I would like all of you now to find a comfortable seated position. You can do this in any way that works for you. The important part about this is your grip. And how you handle that grip is going to define the rest of your flight situation. So each of you find a seat and remember to focus. It's a mental game as well as a physical game. Geomancy is about the world and the elements around us. This is closely tied to the element of air. So go ahead, students. And what I'd have all of you do is to go ahead and make a brawn check. And make your brawn check with your magic die. And this is going to allow you to begin the process of flying the broom.
I got a 4 because I'm distracted because the professor's hot.
So yeah, you're dreamy-eyed over Professor Zhao, and you don't fall off the broom. But what you do without noticing is you and the broom are actually now at ground level because you were just kind of like staring off, and the broom just kind of descended and parked. You're not even floating right now. How did you do, Jane? 7. Okay, so you do manage. I didn't tell you the difficulty, but that's all right. You did manage to actually stay on your broom. It's a little unsure. Okay, so you succeeded by 1 degree. Okay, so this is a 6. So how did you do, Elijah?
I had a 6 and a 2, so an 8.
8. So you do a little bit better. And
my balance.
I mean it's awkward, but you're beginners. This is the first time you've done this. In fact, for those of you who didn't come from a magicking family, you've never seen a flying broom before. So this is actually exceptional work, and you should feel good about that. Hallie, how did you do?
7.
A 7. So you actually are also on your broom.
Kind of. It's taking me up at least.
So Vex is also on her broom. However, it's backwards, and she just kind of looks at. I don't really care that it's backwards right now. I meant to do that. I just want you all to know. It's my statement. I'm just saying
really
that
cool.
this is the cool way to fly your broom. I don't know if you knew that.
It's pretty cool. I would know, I wouldn't know one way from the other. So
you're like the coolest guy I've ever met. So of course.
What? Oh, really? Do you mean that?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know a lot of people. Just to be clear.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool. Should we high five or okay?
I couldn't. I would fall.
Okay.
I'd fall right now if you did that.
Okay.
Okay, so make a second roll, and same roll as before, only now the difficulty is going to be 10. And you're going to actually fly a circuit with your broom. So you're going with a difficulty 10. I'd like to remind you that you do have some tokens that you can spend if you want to succeed at this.
I did not make it.
Okay, a 7 is a failure. Did anyone get a 10?
I got a 9, but I'm adding an adversity token to make it a 10.
Okay, so you barely make it, and I'm gonna narrate your success. Okay, because it's not high enough for me to allow you to do it. So everyone other than Elijah.
I'm using 2 adversity tokens. I'm going to reroll because I have lucky.
Yeah, go for it. That's a great idea.
And nobody else made it?
I didn't make it the second time.
You didn't? How far off were you?
I'm only off by 3 though.
And you've used 2 adversity tokens. Does anybody want to add adversity tokens here to help you? No? Okay, great.
Let me fail.
It's all right, because failure is what this lesson is about. And even though Elijah sort of does a full lap, Elijah is pulling upside down and is kind of like bouncing off the ground as he's flying around. No one in the class succeeds. Everybody falls off, trips over themselves, the brooms fall. And then Zhao is just kind of like one knee up on a bleacher with his head like right here on his fist, kind of watching all of you with like kind of an understanding smile. Well, I believe we've hit the core of this lesson. Everything takes practice. If you were expecting to be perfect at this on your first day, I would have been surprised. In fact, I would have accused you of cheating. So I think that with this lesson learned, we can move forward. Great job, everybody. And
Could you help me down, Professor? I can't
it's Anais, right?
Help.
That's your name, yes? You're a Greer.
Yeah. Yes. I am.
Yeah. Your father and I used to go to school together. He's such a great guy. How's he doing?
Oh, he's great. Thanks.
And your mother's well too.
You knew my mom too?
Oh, she was amazing. She used to tell us stories that would keep us laughing late into the night.
I would love to hear those stories late at night from you sometime, Professor.
Oh, well, yes. We'll find time to catch up. But guess what? I found that you, even though you didn't make it around the track, I really respect your intensity on the lesson. You didn't take your eyes off me once. You were really paying attention. And I just want to say I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
Well, this is the end of your class. You better get a move on. I'll be around if any of you need any further instruction. And remember, Broom Bowl tryouts are going to be happening here soon, and I'd love to see you all there. And with that,
me feel weird.
this class and somewhere Rupert's heart shatters into 1,000 pieces. Okay, so you move on to your next class. It is 3rd period. And you're moving through the hallways. And sure enough, in that hallway, you see the familiar form of Polly Pendergrast as she kind of looks at all of you. Oh, so you're going to run off to enchantment class.
Girl, are you a student or some sort of poltergeist? Because you are everywhere we don't need you to be right now.
Do you want to summon a poltergeist? Because my girlfriend Celine could probably do it. She has a lot of real power. And all of you little baby wizards, you're going to sit around and just learn baby magic? Fine. But if you want to know how to cast real magic and be real wizards, witches, and warlocks and mages, then I dare you. Skip out of class and come with me right now.
Can you summon shoes?
Yes. You can have my shoes.
Okay, that's Jane getting bought in. Hallie, you in?
You know, I do.
You don't all have to come. Some of you can, and some of you can go to class. It's up to you. I don't need to hang out with all of you. And she kind of like disparagingly looks at Elijah for a moment, but then kind of looks back to the rest of you.
I'm confused. Do you want to be friends? Because you keep saying that you want to hang out.
Yes, I want to be a friend. I want to be friends with you. I just have a lot of trouble expressing my emotions, okay?
Do you have trauma too?
Yeah.
Weird.
I've had a real rough life, and now I have to be here, and I have to put up with all this. But guess what? The wizards here are lying to you. That proctor, I heard that he killed a student.
Over shoes?
No,
Not the shoes.
over magical secrets. There's
You
an
know, I
organization.
don't know about that, but I heard that my grandpa, or it wasn't my uncle, anyway, one of them was in the mafia and they had a lot of secrets and it was really dangerous. So I don't know if we want to get involved in this.
Oh.
Yeah, well, if you want the shoes, you're going to have to learn how to do things that maybe aren't
I
right.
do want the shoes. Okay, I'm in.
All right, that's 2 of you. What about you? I'll even make an exception for you. What was your name? Looks to you, Elijah.
William.
Aisha? William.
Oh, Elijah.
Elisha.
Elisha? Your name is Elisha? Like Elisha? Am I saying this right?
Elijah.
Elijah.
To be fair, you don't say a lot of words right, but
Yeah.
I understand that was a joke. Yeah. Okay. Good. If you could be catty like I am, then you're doing the right thing.
I can't tell if I like her or not. I'm very, very confused emotionally right now.
If Jane and Hallie are going, then I'm gonna go too.
Because we're friends.
Because we're
I'm
friends.
so stressed out.
I'm gonna do the same thing because Jay. I don't really care about her shoes. I don't like her fashion sense or anything that she does. I don't think she really listens to Darkwave, but I'm gonna go with you guys.
Cool.
What about you? Are you gonna come? Do you want to know about the shoes?
Me?
I don't care about your tacky
shoes. You don't care? You think my shoes are tacky?
Yeah.
By Morgana, I have never been so insulted in my life.
Oh, don't worry. Hang out with me a little longer and you definitely will be. Let's go.
Did we just become best friends? I think we might have.
I think we're best friends now.
School
Very
is
confusing day.
I love school.
The coven has decided to skip third period. And you walk out with Polly Pendergrass into the outside area, the courtyard, and around the back, to the back of the school. And there are a number of ancient looking structures. And you pass through these archways and into a hedge maze. And quickly it becomes very dark and you lose sight of the sky. I'm really glad that you decided to be brave and come out here with me because there's something strange happening at this school and no one wants to talk about it. So let's talk about it and do exactly what that stuck-up professor wouldn't let us do, which is make sure that the truth is known. He's a killer. There was a boy, and he died here in the school in the basement.
Did he die because he was killed?
Yes. He's killed by magic here at the magic school. And the whole school and all of the councils for ethical use of magic covered it up. They had officials all over this school and they didn't let any of the students in on what was happening. And then some of the students found out because his spirit appeared to them. And when that spirit appeared, started to tell the secrets that Margrave Malveaux didn't want anyone to know. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he stole this school.
From who?
Aether House.
Does anyone know what this means?
She's an archmage and a Pentecost. She's a mage with the power and the abilities to be able to cast all 5 schools of magic at mastery. Have you ever even heard of that?
No.
Just look impressed.
And Elijah grabs his phone. The unification of the 5 keystones of magic.
You don't have
I'm not your professor, okay? Come on. We've made a lot of exceptions for you, but I need you to become a lot cooler in the next 30 seconds, all right? Could you just try for me, please?
Sure. And he tries to pose the John Cusack pose.
I need you to
roll a charm.
Roll a charm. And your difficulty here, because you're a little flustered, is going to be a 13.
Of course it is. I have a D6, so we'll see how it goes.
I don't think you're going to do well, but
I don't feel confident.
I'm not punishing you. I know you wrote this game, but I'm punishing you. All right?
That is a 5. So
now the GM is bullying the player. It's not just
that's a 5. So yes, very bad.
Okay, so yeah, you fall into a hedge. You're like, and then you disappear into it. Oh yeah, and you. And like,
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, we cannot be seen in public with him. You know that, right? Like
I stand back up and I have like branches sticking out of my hair.
Yeah, and where is your little familiar? Your familiar is still next to you and just does not like Polly.
Oh yeah, just hit like you see the tongue like just doing this thing.
Steve is trying to lead you back to the school.
Yeah. Steve, we can't go back right now. There's things that we have to do. This is bigger than the school. There's something going on. And he's like pulling me, and I'm like, we have to wait here. Sorry, I'm okay. I'll try and be cooler.
I just realized something.
What?
Do you guys realize? Friends, guess what?
Yes. We had to get into a huddle.
2 of us have been in bushes today.
I did notice.
It's a sign.
A
What does
bit
it even mean?
embarrassing.
It means something.
Anais,
not sure.
I am so sorry for you. I know what you're going through right now
It's
because
a
I'm going through
burden.
it. Yeah, I don't have to be around them all the
Oh,
time. You know,
that's
like
very
I get to go
exciting.
away, but you're kind of tethered. Like, I mean, I'm sorry.
I
about
We're
mean,
your coven.
standing right here.
They
I
can.
know, I
in
know.
fact,
Do you need me to speak
that's
up?
part of it.
Here.
I could
That's
speak up if
part
you're
of the
having trouble.
insult.
Yeah, it's right. Like,
I really have turned a corner on her. I do think I like her a lot.
What? I thought you like us.
I'm
Yeah, I thought
six-
we were your friends.
I contain multitudes.
I'm
Oh, okay.
16 and I can do all kinds of things that you can't do yet. Do you want me to teach you some real magic right here?
How do you kiss boys? Wait,
Oh, that's not magic. That's easy. But why
I
would you
mean,
want
if you
to?
do it right, it's magic. But
that's what I heard, you know. Ruby? No.
Oh. Do you like Rupert? Oh
Who?
my gosh, you
I
have
don't-
got to
I
come
don't-
over to my house for the winter solstice and we have like a whole family thing. You're all invited. Just don't go in the bushes.
wait, but let's hold on. Let's talk about this whole like kid died in the basement. Like there's the proctor's a killer. Like
That's
there's
fair.
So what are
we
we
can do this
doing?
winter solstice later, and you know we can walk and chew bubblegum.
There's a
You guys have bubblegum?
key. There's a
Bubblegum.
key that the proctor hides, and if you find that key, it'll enter you into the basement where this boy was killed. And if you walk in there and you prove yourself, my girlfriend Celine is going to give you whatever magic you want. She's been teaching me. What would you like to see? Would you like to see me change my form?
I thought we were
I mean,
getting shoes.
I'd like you to be nicer. Is that considered changing your form?
No. It would take a lot more than that. Look, I'm gonna summon a bunch of shoes and I'm gonna change myself into something amazing, all right? Here we go.
Okay, I want to close my eyes so it's a surprise. All right, go.
No, watch how the magic's
Alright.
done, sweetie.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Just stop, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Koter Omer Ishuna. And she like waves her wand around and there's this flash of magic and duplicates of her shoes form a circle around her. And then she bursts into flames into this demonic looking creature that is just floating in front of you. Do you believe that I have power now?
She's a lot louder.
That's terrifying.
I have the power to teach you if you wish to learn.
Oh, this is so stressful.
And the flames like kind of go back inward and she kind of resumes her normal form. And the shoes are still there and the fire's gone. So like, are you in or what?
Yeah, if you could teach me how to make good shoes, I'm in.
I don't know that we're just best friends. I think we're becoming sisters.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I like the demon girl. Let's go with her.
We'll work this out. It's dark magic, but
Wait.
listen, they don't tell you all the power it gives you.
Anais, I don't think that's a look. You do you, but like this is not what I imagined when I got this letter.
Look, Penis Wizard, if you want to be a hero,
Penis.
why don't you go into the basement and prove to everyone that Margrave Malveaux is a killer?
I don't want to be a hero. I just want to have friends and not be made fun of.
Well, listen, you're never going to be not made fun of or have friends if you don't prove yourself to be cool.
Okay, that's not entirely true.
Okay,
and
then
honestly,
we'll
coming
go.
from me is why. Oh, okay.
Let's
I was
go.
gonna make you a space to
Oh.
not have to. Okay.
No, let's go. Let's do it.
Peer
I
pressure.
promise you,
Hit so
everybody will
quick.
look at you and know your name, if that's what you want.
That sounds quite
Yes.
good, actually. It would be nice to be known for something good. Because you know, this one time there was a hedgehog in the backyard and it died. And I thought about that hedgehog's
Aw.
family. And I was thinking, doesn't someone going to tell that hedgehog's family that that hedgehog's dead? And no one did. So we should find that boy's body and then go tell his parents that he was dead.
I don't even have the energy to make fun of you anymore. I just feel bad for you.
Thank you. Wait,
You've actually hit some small tap of empathy that I have, and it really is concerning. Like, I didn't know it was there, but that's how stupid you are.
that's so nice that I got to open up your heart. Isn't that nice how friends can open up your heart like that? That's nice.
Don't call me your friend, okay? We're not there
Ooh,
yet.
buddy,
We're not there
pal.
yet. All right. Go prove that the Margaret
stomp off.
Malveaux is a killer. All right, there you
Wait,
go.
William.
Good luck.
No, Elijah.
The
Elijah.
chosen one. Let's just call him what he is, all right? He's the chosen one.
I flip her off.
What?
Yeah, okay, you run through.
Quick question. Can
Yeah.
I make like a brains roll to see if she's like literally a demon or if we're making some sort of weird warlock pact?
Yeah, go ahead. You would know. I think everybody else, it's whatever you decide, because it was kind of terrifying, and she exhibited a huge amount of power.
Yeah.
But you are familiar with the magic world. So I'm going to have you make a brains check. It is a little difficult because this is forbidden magic. And as she stated very clearly, this is dark magic that is not taught at the school. So you can make a brains check. I'm going to set your difficulty at 12.
Okay.
But I would have, if you have anything that could amplify that, you roll a D8. Is that correct?
No, it's a D10 plus 1.
Okay. Do you wish to use magic to try to help you?
Yeah.
Cast a spell.
Yeah,
So
I
then
want
you
to
can
cast a spell to like true sight. And just be
Yeah,
like, are you
okay.
a demon?
Yeah. So let's have you make the same call. So what you're gonna do is a true sight spell. You've never done this before.
No.
So having not done this spell before, it's gonna be a little more difficult. So I'm gonna say it's a 13.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead and roll your magic die, and you can add any other bonuses that you might have that you might want to add to it. All right. Same for the rest of the group if you want to help.
I got a 4.
You rolled a 4.
I rolled a 4.
So you cast the spell and it sputters.
Hold on. I'm going to use my adversity tokens and try one more time.
Okay, so
I'll
you're gonna
put
Oh,
two
yeah, to use lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to use.
okay.
Oh, God. Crap. Nah. I got an 8.
So you're close, but I don't think that you guys can do this. So you do cast a spell and it fails. It fizzles out, and she looks at you. No, that's not how you do it, dear. Look, I'll show you. And she begins casting the spell in front of you. Sure. There's a flame that kind of flickers out, and she immediately like starts to waver, and all of your vision, everyone in the hedgerow right now, your vision changes, and you can see that she's normal, or she seems normal, but there are all of these entities that are kind of on and around her, and that are moving about, and they all look like tailed imps that are like crawling across her like an aura. And you can see her aura there, but you see these shadowy figures that are working their way through.
I think she sold her soul.
No, I didn't sell my soul. If you're smart enough, you don't have to do that. You know how to make them do what you want. And that's what I'm offering you. Don't listen to them. That school is going to teach you how to be a mundane, boring wizard and protect the world. There are wizards who believe that we are actually where we should be to change the world. There used to be wizards that used to teach the kings and queens of old. We're talking about ancient history here, and magic always had a part to do with it until all of this started to come through and they decided that it wasn't important anymore. Prove Margrave Malveaux is a killer. Either way, you're going to do some good in the world.
Anais, I'm really scared. I'm really stressed right now.
Me too. Do you want to switch familiars? Can I hold Potato?
No.
I'll let you hold Momo.
All right, I gotta go. I can't handle this anymore. Find me here later if you do it.
Okay.
And she kind of like wanders off deeper into the hedgerow, and then like she turns and kind of gives you all one last look back, and there's like this little flare of red in her eyes as she turns the corner.
You hear Elijah. Are you guys coming?
Oh God. I don't think this is a good idea, y'all.
I know I don't speak up a whole lot, but I'm gonna speak up right now. I think we've already kind of done it, so we should just get this over with.
Okay.
Does anybody know where the basement? Does anybody know where the basement? God, I can't do it. Does anybody know where the basement is?
Down?
I
Usually,
mean,
basements are in the underground and the inside, the dark side, where all the spiders are and all the bugs. If you want to go see that, I quite like bugs, but not like when they're on my person.
You're like one of the smartest people that I've ever met, and I mean that sincerely. I've never met somebody that smart. It's
You're
definitely
so
down.
cool. You're the nicest person I've ever met. I think you really are. I mean, you come off as cold at first, but then you really warm up and you're quite complimentary. I think that's how. Do you want to hold hands so we go to the basement?
Yeah, I have an anxiety disorder, so it would really help me if you would hold my hand.
I think I might have anxiety too. Yep, hold my hand.
is that why you talk all the time?
I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, when I keep talking? Because I'm nervous there's going to be silence. Because if the silence starts, the screaming voices in my head will be loud again. Oh, yeah, no, sometimes I do like to talk just all the time. I mean, what's everyone's favorite dinosaur?
I like the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's a good one. That's a good choice with the little arms. They do this. All right, let's T-Rex to the basement.
Okay, so you all T-Rex to the basement. I need someone to make a brains check to try to figure out a way into this basement and how to get there.
I was already headed that way, so I'm happy to make it if you want me to.
Go for it. It's a difficulty 7 roll. You're all very young, so be sure to add your. You do get some bonuses for your age category, so make sure to be using.
Yeah, and I'm going to use. I think ours is flight and charm.
Yep.
But I'm gonna use my magic die because I'm gonna try casting a spell that's gonna like guide me via light to where I want to go.
Great idea to tap into magic to do that.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you do have lucky breaks. So if you get the highest number on your die, you roll it again and you add that to your total.
Yeah, and
I
have gifted, so I could potentially roll my magic die too by spending an adversity token. So let me try this.
Whatever you want to do, Spencer.
Oh, that is a 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, that is a full success. No problems there. You do. Here's the two things that you realize. You do find a door. You lead everyone through. The hallways are dead quiet. And so I need all of you to make flight checks to not make a noise that would call attention to the fact that you're moving through the hallways when class is in session.
I have unassuming, which lets me spend 2 adversity tokens to not be seen at GM discretion. Would that work here?
I would allow it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to spend 2 of those adversity tokens to basically take the win there.
So you have no problem, and everybody makes it through. You kind of are good at finding these quiet corners and places to stand in just the right position as professors walk by talking to each other as they go off to faculty lounges. A couple of pixies come by with carts, and at the right time, you kind of pull everybody through, Elijah, and you guys all just duck around corners, behind statues, behind like suits of armor, and it's like a spy mission. You manage to make it all the way through these hallways, and eventually you find your way down a set of stairs that is in the main hallway, but off to the side in between 2 other suits of armor, and it's kind of easy to overlook. But you find your way down these steps, and they spiral down into this really dark hallway with a massive iron door. And that door is at the base of this with these enormous iron bands across them that look like dragons that are just splayed out as if they were protecting this door. And there's a big ringed door knocker for a handle, and there's a massive lock. And as you get down to the bottom, the success on your brains roll, you remember what Polly said, that the Malvo has a key that unlocks this.
Right.
Now, there are other ways to get through a locked door.
Yeah.
But I have to ask all of you, do you wish to try to find another way through this door? Or do you go back and try to find your way to the Margrave Malvo's office and try to find a key?
So I know we just got down here and we just did our very best to make it all the way down here, and we did a pretty good job, and we were dipping and dodging. But I just realized we don't have the key.
For the door? For the lock on the door? Oh, yeah, we would need that, wouldn't we?
They had, it was, yeah.
I need all the people new at magic to look me dead in my eye real fast. We're fucking magic. And
magic.
We can just open the door.
Okay, but are we sure that they wouldn't have locked it with magic, that we might not be able to get through? Is that... I guess it's magic.
I mean, that's a good point, but by the way, it's also magic, so we could use magic to defeat the magic. I'm no expert here, but I think that we could...
So we use magic to... So if it's magic times 2, then we would defeat it.
Anais is the most confident person that I've ever met, and if she believes that we can get through this door, I think we can get through this door.
Oh my God, you are so sweet.
I'm with Vex.
And
I love your positivity. Oh, well, yeah, okay. And I want to try to blow the door off the hinges, please and thank you.
Whoa! We went from open the door to blow the door off the hinges. I'm on board this crazy trade. Let's get next up off the rails.
She got gassed up by Vex and didn't realize.
I'm into it. Okay, so area of effect is going to be a person-sized door. So we're gonna give you that. Magnitude of effect could happen, but not naturally. So that's gonna be a 5. Duration of effect. This is instantaneous, so that's a +0. So this is a 5 little burst of magic. You're not sustaining it in any way. Experience with a spell. I've got to ask you honestly, have you ever caused anything to blow up using magic?
Not
if so,
on
maybe,
this scale, but I did have 2 older siblings, so a little bit.
So, I'm going to give you a +1, okay? So in total, to blow this door off the hinges, which may be protected by magic. That's the X factor here. So we're going to treat it like a combat. So I'm going to allow you to cause this explosion to happen that should knock it off its hinges. However, I'm treating this door like an opponent. And so this opponent has some stats, and I'm going to have it match up with that.
Cool.
So let's have you go ahead and do your magic spell.
All right.
I want you... is grit your highest, or is it?
No, it's fight, which is the kind of magic I want to do right now.
I think this is fight, and I'm giving you fight. So you are fighting.
I'm gonna fight this door, though.
All right,
I love it.
Anais, I need you to give me a roll and add your magic die, and then any sort of adversity tokens that you want to put on this.
Okay, I'll hold those in reserve if I need them. My D20 exploded.
You got a D20 with it exploded on this?
Yeah. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god!
I got a 20 and then a 13 plus 1.
Typically, I would have you narrate your own success on this. However, I'm afraid that you will not do yourself justice, so I'm going to narrate it for you.
Can I just add in that to cast the spell, she just yells, "Desmond, let me in the room. Give me my doll back."
Yes. Okay.
I love it.
So here's what happens. There is this very slow, quiet moment that washes across the bottom of the stairwell, and everything becomes like a void of sound. You could hear a pin drop as the final arcane words, "Give me my doll back," shoot out of Anais's mouth, and the wand blazes forward with this unimaginable amount of firepower. And it is, at first, it's like a small wind tunnel of fire that pulses outward and lights you all up perfectly. No one is singed. There's not hair out of place, but you feel this blowback of energy. And frankly, none of you have ever seen this sort of magic cast before. And there is a powerful resistance that you feel, Anais, but then it buckles and you hear the door shatter and disintegrate. And the fire wisps back into your wand in reverse, and everything is as it was before. And there's just a few little specks of like sparks that are floating there. And Anais is standing there with the wand in front of her, and her hair is like kind of blowing in the wind, and she looks epic.
Anais, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I felt it through my whole entire body. I think my hair's got more volume. That was incredible. You're so talented.
What the fuck?
You should teach a class.
I know we were all talking about the chosen one earlier. I think you're it.
Agreed.
You're definitely the chosen one.
No, I don't think so. We should go. That was loud. We should go.
So yes, no matter how well you succeeded at this, you decided to blow the door off with magic, and it is gone. However, the reverberations throughout the entire academy are very clear. So you think that your time, I'm not even going to make you make a brains roll on this one. You think your time might be limited, and you best do what you're going to do. So what would the group like to do at this point?
Hallie walks in the room and says, "Hello, Ghosty. Do you want to come have a chitty chat with us? Tell us about your murder, maybe? Tell us about that."
Have you all seen that show, Ghost Hunters?
Ghost Hunters International or the Ghost Hunters Classic?
There's multiple.
Ghost Hunters Classic.
The classic one. Okay,
Jane, what do we do?
Classic. So we talk to the air and we tell them, if you can hear us,
If you can hear us,
knock once.
knock once.
All right. So which of you is tapping into the power of necromancy to speak to the
Jane.
spirits? Okay, Jane. I need you to reach out with your arcane being and try to make a connection. As you've all stepped into this room, you're not standing in the hallway, you're all in. Okay, so everybody comes in, and the room itself, it leads down another little landing, and it's a large circular ritual room. And there are sconces and iron figures and old boxes and things. It looks like this is turned into a warehouse. But on the floor, it's unmistakable. There are etchings and these concentric circles that all form together in these lines that pulse with like the radiation of old magic. And all of you, just the hairs on the back of your neck kind of stand. And in the center is a smear of blood. It's dried and old.
Somebody dropped their pudding pop.
It is baked into the stone. It doesn't look like it would ever come up. It actually is part of the stone. And there's a blast of what looks like melted glass on the center of the area as well, as if some sort of magical incident occurred here and created this residue.
Vex, do you think that thing that you did in potions earlier is what this person did here and just exploded them themselves?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past anything at this point. We just saw a bunch of really crazy stuff, and I just want to be very clear about this. I'm really glad we're all friends.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the magic going through my brain or adrenaline or something, but I love y'all so much.
Oh my gosh, I love you too. School was absolutely worth it. First day and I'm in love.
I don't mean to break up the love fest here, and as much as I
Don't break up
appreciate
with us.
all of them. No, I'm not like that. No, I just want to draw attention to the fact that I've read a lot of books, fantasy books and sci-fi books, and this looks like a sacrificial circle. And I don't think that Polly was lying. I think that somebody died here, and
I need Jane. I need you to make a grits roll. A grit roll. It's not grits.
That's a very different kind of roll.
They're delicious. It's a delicious roll. That's good for you. Full of fiber.
Yeah,
Put some butter on it, and you're good.
Roll plus delicious. Yeah.
Roll your delicious score. Okay, so you got a 9 on your grit. I'm sorry again. I failed to tell you your difficulty ahead of time, but you did succeed with 1 success beyond that. So I'm going to narrate your success. You reach outward and you cast the spell, and you don't really think that anything is going to happen. And you realize that the spell wasn't even that well cast. It wasn't well constructed. Have you ever tried to summon the dead before?
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe not really.
Well,
It's
maybe
more
like a Ouija board or something along those lines. Yeah. So, and it's worked for you because you're of magical blood. So you've actually had some slight, quick interaction with spirits, and you've watched a lot of Ghost Hunters, which we've already mentioned. And so,
absolutely the same thing.
Yeah, that is like a full education in necromancy in itself. So having gotten this little bonuses to what you've done, you do manage to tap into it, but it's not through some great skill at your spell casting. It's because this room seems to radiate so heavily with necromantic energy that it's like you just popped a water balloon that was waiting to explode. And immediately there is an echo through the room as everything becomes even darker, and the room fills with these ghostly shadows that start swaying all around you.
Is anyone gonna...
What would you have of us?
Can everyone else hear that?
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad
Everyone
you said
can
that, 'cause
hear
I was
this.
hearing that and it was terrifying, and I thought it was just the voices because it was quiet. Okay. Yes, Ghosty, what would you like?
What would you have of us?
I'm gonna like nudge Jane forward a little bit.
What? No.
Speak your intention, wizard.
Hi, I'm Jane. These are my friends. We're friends. These are my friends. and we're here to ask you some questions.
There's a coldness in the room, Jane, and you feel a shiver. And Potato begins to kind of pull themselves really tightly into you and hides their beak.
Potato, it's okay. It's okay.
Ah!
I got you, Potato. It's okay.
Speak your intention.
So we just have a few questions, and we want to ask you them. Is everyone okay with me asking the ghost if they died here or what? Okay. Oh, did you die here?
We are Legion. We walk the realms between your world and the after realm. Trapped. We have died many places, in many forms. What would you have of us?
Can we help you?
Many have tried, all have failed. Our curse is legend.
Okay,
Well,
well, I
you
just
see
feel like
here-
you're not helping. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on this, Jane, but he's not being very helpful, is he?
Well, I was gonna say that we have a chosen one
serve
here.
you.
Wait, what?
We serve you. Name your intention.
Could you turn on the lights so we could see what's going on, please?
Your wish has been granted. Light will illuminate all.
Ah!
And immediately there is this bright blaze of white light that emanates all around in both this chamber and you think beyond. You hear shouts from above in the stairwell.
Should we go? Should we go? Should we stay?
We should disappear.
But how many wishes do we get?
Yeah, how many wishes?
I'm asking for me.
Only the limitation of your mind and sanity.
I need you
I'm
to
very
make
sane.
Jane. I need you to make another grits check, and this is a difficulty 13. You are continuing the spell.
11.
You can add your magic die
Oh, let me re-roll.
and any adversity tokens that you wish to put on top of this.
I got a 13.
You did it.
You're still controlling the spell.
What else would you have of us?
Oh, wow.
You know, in
That
Lord of the
dead boy in it.
Rings, where like people just disappear temporarily when they put on a ring, can you do that real quick for us so we can disappear for a moment when people get down here?
You wish to become invisible, to be
Wait a minute.
unseen.
Jane,
Your wish has been
Wait,
granted.
Oh, wait,
Oh.
wait,
to
wait,
be
wait.
more specific,
no,
what if no one ever sees us again? We're alone now?
All of you disappear. I need each of you to make a. It would be a. Stick with grits. Everybody make a grit check. Grit check, and let's see how you do. And it's just straight, no magic.
I got a 2.
Oh,
I
you
got
are
9.
a 9. The difficulty on this is 10, just to be clear. So you got a 9, you got a 2. How'd you do, Elijah?
I got a natural 20, so I'm gonna roll it again.
Yeah.
That's a 15, so a 35.
Yeah.
You kids, and your natural 20s. Okay, Kate, are you there? Did we die? Oh, there. Okay.
Kate's is just invisible, is what
She's
happened.
so deep in the scene.
Everyone who failed, so 8 and 9 are not horrible failures. They're just failures. So what happens is you disappear and you have absolutely no idea how to move or walk. You just can't be seen. So you're stuck in place as your arms and legs seem to move through things. You're ethereal, okay? Elijah, you understand this. This happened to you in a dream once.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone stopped looking at you. You were invisible to them. and you were able to move around easily. This is nothing. In fact, you understand how to cast this again. And you've just learned how to perfectly recreate this spell in the future. Now, you'll still have to roll, but your use of it is as if you've cast it your entire life. It'll be the same to you as if you were riding a bike. But you understand it, and you're able to move. So you're like an ethereal ghost, and you can move.
Interesting. Okay.
Anais, I am so very sorry. You immediately finish your spell, and both you and Vex kind of get lost, and you fall into the wall as you kind of stumble back as this is happening, and you're trapped in darkness, and you don't know how to move. And you realize that if you stop becoming invisible in a wall, that it could kill you. And you start to panic. And you hear, you scream and no one hears you. It's silent. You're alone. It's very important. I need you, if you wish to remove yourself from the situation, I need you to tell me how you're going to do it, and if you're going to cast a spell. And if you would prefer that I just make you roll a grits roll, I can do that. But I can tell you right now, it would behoove you to have Anais try something.
No, she's gonna do her best to magic her way out of it. And the only thing she can think of is, I won't die by reappearing in a wall if there's no wall there. So we're gonna explode the wall.
All right, so that's your fight. And it's the same rules as before, only it's easier because this wall doesn't have the same amount of warding. All the walls are warded, it's a magic school. Yeah. But even though that's the case, you've shown this amazing ability with geomancy this day that from what you've heard in the rumors and how the school works, you think that you were meant to be a geomancer. So let's see if you can do this right now. Roll me your fight. Any adversity tokens you have, you better bank on it because this could be very bad for you.
Okay, I'm looking at a 15.
15 is
all told.
It's going to be a success.
Okay.
It's not as glorious as before.
Yeah.
But the wall around you shatters outward with a fiery explosion that doesn't affect you because you are intangible right now. And as it explodes, it shapes around you, and there's this open part of the wall, and there's some crumbling and creaking in this part of the ceiling. But for the moment, the ceiling holds, and you're now just kind of floating there. And you know that if you were to return to your form, you would be all right. No one sees Vex, and I'm going to allow Elijah. Mm-hmm. You can make a brains check for me.
Yeah.
Difficulty is only 7.
Great. I'm going to do that. Let's go. Oof, that's a 2.
Yeah, you don't see anything wrong. You don't even notice that Vex is missing in this moment because you're so consumed by the idea of all these magical thoughts that are moving through your mind. The composition of the spell is so fresh to you that you lose track of things. Listen, Hallie and Jane, I'm gonna, even though you're both in this kind of neutral stance, I'm gonna allow you to both make brains checks to see if you notice anything, even though you're unable to move.
I got an 8.
Okay.
A 2.
A 2, is that right, Jane?
Oh, no, sorry. With 8. Kate was putting up a 2.
8, everybody got 8. 8 and 2, no, a 2 on Kate. Yeah. Okay, Hallie, brains is not your strong suit right now, and you are invisible and not able to move, and that's a problem. You can open your eyes. Invisible doesn't mean that you have to keep your eyes closed.
See, I was in the dark. Oh my God, I couldn't see anything.
I'm gonna give you that one for free. You come to that realization with that roll of a 2 that you being invisible doesn't mean that you have to close your eyes.
That does help, yeah.
And Jane, however, with an 8, you do realize that Vex is in a wall halfway into it, and if they reform right now, it would be very bad for them. They're not all the way in the wall. She's still kind of like halfway out, but like it would crush her legs. All right. So you're aware that this happens, and no one's seen. And immediately, there is a plume of smoke that appears in the room, and a number of cloaked individuals appear, and they all have chains that are dragging behind them, and they start circling, looking desperately through the room, and they stop, and they look at all of you, and you sense that they can see beyond the veil, and even though you're invisible, they know that someone is here. They may not know who, but they know that someone is here. And so they start moving closer and then kind of stepping through you, those of you that are apparent, and then start looking back. And immediately there's a whirl as all of the chains and the shadowy figures disappear. And then a figure emerges from the shadows of the hallway. It's the proctor. He has a very calm face, but you can see behind his eyes something is happening. And those of you who are not currently, everybody can make a, go ahead and let's make this a, let's see, for like an insight type roll. We're gonna say brains again. So go ahead and make a brains check to see if you can kind of discern how he's reacting to this scene.
It's another
Okay.
2 for me.
Okay, that does not help you at all.
9.
Okay.
8.
And how did you do, Hallie?
6 with a hint of charm.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna try to? Well, you can't really do a whole lot. I could allow you to cast a charm spell to divine what might be happening.
Ooh.
So if you want to turn this into a spell, Hallie, I'll allow you to reroll. You can add your charm, and you can use your magic die. And what you're going to be doing, even though you've never done this before, so I'm going to raise that difficulty. We're going to say that it's an 11 total, and you're going to be rolling to attempt to discern the aura of the proctor. So you're going to read his aura more or less. Okay.
Possibly through asking him how he's doing.
You don't know that anyone can hear you because of your state.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So this is more of a magical sight.
It wouldn't be the first time Hallie was talking to herself.
That's fine. That's true.
That's a 13.
Yeah. So you succeed. It's not an amazing success. It seems difficult. Like he has wards on him, you can tell, that prevent people from spying on not only him, but what he's doing. This is a powerful wizard. And however, your fear maybe in this moment, your confusion, the point that you're at right now, the emotional charge of the situation gives you fuel, and the magic kind of flows through you. And you realize that you are attuned to enchantment in a way that means something. It feels right. And as you cast the spell, you see this shifting aura. And he's a very sad man.
Oh, my heart.
You sense a great deal of heartbreak and loss. And in this moment, even though his face has no expression at all, it's fear. And you sense that his thoughts are on the students that this might affect and the danger that they may be in, and he blames himself.
Mr. Proctor, sir, I'm so sorry. I feel everything you're feeling. I just wanted to say we came down the Appleton stairs to find this hidden room, and we blasted through the door, and cute Cockney sayings to make you feel better, sir.
Only those of you in your intangible state hear this.
What would you have of us?
Would you mind telling us how that little boy died and if he was murdered by a person that we need to put under arrest? Because we're not really sure why we're here anymore. Now we're invisible, and I can't tell if you can hear me, but I'm pretty sure you can hear me because I can hear me, and all the voices are screaming. So please, did someone commit a murder?
Granted.
And as you stand there, all of you witness time shifting and flowing around you like shadows. And you hear shouts and these echoes of people that are in the space. And you see Margrave Malveaux, the proctor professor, standing with his wand aloft, pointing it, crying. Please, do not do this. I will rebound your spell. It is a death curse. You don't know how to handle it. I can't do this. And you hear, and the faces around you blur, and you see a young boy with those imps behind him, pushing him forward, raising his hand up, whispering things into his ears as he begins to incant. Anais, you know, a death curse, forbidden magic that kills with a word. And the proctor professor rebounds the spell. It ricochets off of him and strikes the young boy, who falls to the ground dead. And Margrave Malveaux collapses. And in that instant,
our time with you has passed.
And all of you become solid again.
Are you
There
all?
is a scream as Vex's legs are caught in the wall. And that's where we're going to end it.
What? No! How dare! How dare!
I can't wait to pick this up tomorrow.
Right?
This has been Kids on Bikes. I have so many people to thank, but let's start
Kids on Brooms.
Or Kids on Brooms. I'm sorry. Don't fire me, please, Spencer.
I will never fire you.
This has been Kids on Brooms, a new version of Kids on Bikes,
There it is.
published by Renegade Games and Hunters Entertainment, and it is on pre-release right now. You can pick this game up, and let me tell you, I have done a crash course with the rules, and they are so exciting. I hope you've gotten a little taste of how magic works and blends so seamlessly with an already great system. And the thing about this game is that it allows you the freedom to really be able to tap into the feel of a magical school and to kind of relive the moments that we all love, right? And I found it to be completely seamless. It was very easy to learn. I can't recommend this enough. Please check it out. You've been watching us here on the brand new twitch.tv channel for Hunters Entertainment, and I hope that there's going to be more of this. I'm honored to be a guest. I'm honored to have been part of this with all of you. I had such a great time.
You're an amazing GM.
You're an amazing GM.
Thank you.
The voices.
So
A+.
If you want to know more about this world, this is part of the LARP that we have created at twitch.tv/ScabbyRooster. So if you're interested in LARP at all, you can find out more about this. If you know any of these characters, I apologize. If you're the people who play these characters,
Ruby.
I'm sorry, but not sorry. Okay. There is some amazing stuff here. I definitely want you to check out more of it later. Hopefully we can do more Aether House in the future. Each of you has been amazing. I first of all want to thank JB for all of the support behind the scenes. And it is a tough road to pull, but done masterfully, and thank you. We didn't get to the map. We didn't actually use Roll20, but I want to thank Roll20. You can actually get on there now and use all of the character sheets. We've been using the character sheets. We just didn't actually get to the map that we were using. I did have some great slideshows for you. We had a little bit of fun
We're
with
gonna
that.
have to do a whole campaign or
Yeah,
something.
I'm
not
so
better.
sorry.
I don't know.
But
Can we get like a hashtag for like yell at Hunters so we can have a campaign?
The most importantly, though, I do want to thank the players. I know all of you. I have gamed with none of you.
Yeah.
Wait. I have to take that back. Spencer, you and I did Alice is Missing.
You and I did Alice is Missing.
And I have to admit, like, I was so excited, and you were like, yeah, we're still working on it. I'm like, put it out now. Put it out now.
We had that conversation.
It was amazing. If you
you.
haven't already, please check out the Kickstarter for Alice is Missing. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, so it's on Kickstarter now. It's at like a ridiculous. It's way more than I ever could have imagined it would be at. I think it's at like 59. We're almost at 60,000 right now, which is our last stretch goal. So
It's at
if you,
60.
yeah. 59, 565. It just went
Yes.
up. So we're almost there. So go grab it and push us towards that final stretch goal to get tarot card size cards instead of just the poker size cards, so we can really start to we can make it more accessible for people and just get you allow you to have the more beautiful or the beautiful art more readily in your hand. I think when we it's cool on the poker size, but on the tarot size, like you really see how beautiful that art is. So that's all I have to really plug. I'm so excited to be able to bring it to you as well. And this game, Kids on Brooms, has also been in development side by side with Alice. So being able to work on two things that are so sort of vastly different in ways has been fascinating. So thank you, Knox, for running this, because I've never been able to be in a game of it. I've only ever run it. So
I am honored.
I'm honored. Are you kidding me?
Well, listen, you were great, but we have so many other great players here. Everybody, tell people who you are, where people can find you on the social medias and in the world. I know some of you are amazing GMs as well. You all are so creative. Tell people how they can follow you and find you. Anyone, jump in.
Okay, go.
Oh, God, I was pointing at you.
Kate,
hello,
I'll take charge. Kate.
Thank you so much for watching the show. This was an absolute blast. Make sure you follow all of the appropriate channels and push that over to 60K, please. I want to see that in the next hour. Do it right now. Thank you. If you would like to follow me on Twitch, you can follow me on twitch.tv/KateIsOnline. Variety of games and streams and screaming and video games. It's great fun. And you can follow me on Twitch too at KateIsTweets, and we'll get that hashtag going so we can make this a regular campaign. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Tweet at Hydra Lord. Hydra Lord is our Dark Master friend, and if you send out enough tweets to at Hydra Lord, I'm sure something will happen. We love you, Ivan, and thank you for creating these opportunities for us. Banana,
ask him if he loves Darkwave.
Yeah, does he like it? Seriously, it's really good music. You should really check it out. Banana, tell me about you. Tell me about you, Banana.
Hey, you can find me at Banana Chan Games. Thank you so much for running this. And I played Alice is Missing. It is phenomenal in terms of immersion, and everything is so good. So yes, definitely back that game.
You guys are going to break me.
Spencer.
It is so good.
Thank you.
Abria, tell us a little bit about the amazing things that you're doing on the internet. You are everywhere, and I couldn't be happier. You're one of my favorite people in the world, and I'm not just saying that. You are on fire. So tell us a little bit about what's happening in your world.
Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar. You can catch me on social media at Quiddy, Q-U-I-D-D-I-E, and I stream TTRPG stuff all over the place. On Monday, you can catch me starting a new campaign of Lost Mines of Phandelver on Roll20's Twitch channel tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m.
Right off the bat, first level? Are you going?
Yeah, we're starting from like just scrub tier. It's gonna be
where is that
amazing.
again?
That's on Roll20's Twitch channel.
Nice.
And that's 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. Starting tomorrow. On Tuesdays, you can catch me over at Saving Throw Show running Pirates of Salt Bay, which is a 5th edition D&D actual play. It's homebrew.
A lot of personality is going on in that game.
So fucking goofy, and I love it so much.
I love it.
On Wednesdays, I used to have a game that was on Scabby Rooster, but I want everyone to go catch the VOD for Endymion's Gate. It was amazing. I got to play a cool, badass villain. We were in space, going through dream space, and it was so much fun and amazing. So go catch that now.
Well, go to Good Time Society. It's Becca Scott's channel. And check it out there. They've got it on the YouTube. We handle the Twitch. You can come check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Scabby Rooster, the tavern. Come on in and have a good time. But definitely check out Good Time Society as well. They're doing amazing stuff. A lot of her board game content and all the other stuff that she's creating is really exciting.
Yeah, and she did a preview for Alice for us too, which was choice.
Anyone? How small is this circle? How
so
small is this
small.
circle?
It's so small.
Yeah, what else?
I'm going to finish all my spiel.
No. Let's go.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Power mode. Every Friday, you can catch a new episode of 12-Sided Stories, which is a fully produced actual play podcast. We're just finishing up Otherworld London, and then we're going to be going into a new game. It's going to be in the Hack the Planet system, and I'll be running it. It's called, I don't know words anymore. I don't remember what it's called. Heliotrope. That's it.
Heliotrope, okay.
And then on Saturday mornings, you can catch me on It's Probably Okay's channel playing Return to the Spider-Verse. It's a masked actual play, and I actually play Miles Morales. Which is super fun, being like a nice, good boy.
I'm so on board right now.
Yeah, and then next is next weekend? Crap, in like 2 weeks from now. There's like a huge fundraiser that Scraticus is putting on.
Scraticus is awesome. Yeah.
We're raising money for St. Jude, and I have the 3 a.m. slot, so come hang out as I run the weirdest game because I'm like, no one's looking. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know who's still hanging with us, but if you're still with us, go check out Straticus Academy because they've created a safe place for new gamers. So they're creating a channel that's really kind of based on bringing new people in. You can play with them. You can sign up for games. Highly recommended. Super great people. Can't say enough about it. Do you have any more?
And I also got to play Alice is Missing. And it's fucking amazing.
You were she's the very first play group.
We gotta change that. Kate, did you play Alice is Missing?
Yeah, and it was so good.
Kate, did you play it?
No, but I'm gonna.
We're gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, go to Spencer's house.
Yeah,
wear a mask.
Show up.
Gotta happen.
We'll make it happen.
Listen, I know I don't even know what to kind of finish this off on, but I'm gonna, I could steal from no better master than B-Dave, as he said last night. You got to pay attention to what's going on in this world of ours right now. And we're glad to have given you a little bit of distraction, but don't look away. Keep your eye on what matters right now, protect each other. And, remember that November is when this real battle happens. And that's where we're going to win. So, you need to be registered to vote. You need to be ready to do it. Listen to the voices around you and lead with love. That's all I got to say.
What you said.
Yeah. Again, thank you to Hunters Entertainment for being with us tonight and for supporting us and giving us this forum and doing all the amazing things that they've done. The release is coming for Kids on Brooms. Be sure to stay tuned for that. And this is the end of, I guess, the con. Are we done?
We're the last bastion.
You know what they say about being last, right?
Yeah, it's us.
It's us. All right. I guess this has been The Last of Us. We're out. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.